So, hello students, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. This is Baswara, your biology master teacher. Students, welcome. Good morning to each and every one of you students. Good morning to each and every one of you students. Students, quickly tell me the chat right now if I'm audible and visible to all of you students. Quickly tell me the chat right now if I'm audible, perfectly audible, and the video behind me, the slides behind me is properly visible to each and every one of you students. Good morning. So, I believe all of you had breakfast and you're ready now, students. Okay. Now, what is so special about today's class? What is these 100 questions, the top 100 questions, which are so important that 90% of students will get it wrong? Because let me tell you, in your NEET examination, there are three type of questions. First questions, which are easy for everyone. Then there are tricky questions. See, first type of question is easy questions, which everyone can do. Then there's a tricky question, which are the questions which can only be done by students which are practicing well enough throughout the year. The third type of question are the questions which you will definitely do something called as silly mistakes. Right, students, right? See, all of you might have observed in your NEET 2024 or in your mock test, there are always certain questions. Where you always end up doing a silly mistake. And this is a session which will address all those questions where you can go wrong with a small, very tiny silly mistake and lose those 4 valuable marks. So, students, let me tell you in the chat, students. Let me know in the chat, students, if I am audible and visible to all of you students, and if we can start today's class. If we can start today's class, students, quickly some fire emoji in the chat to let me know, sir. Yes, sir. We are ready, and we will make sure that we will not do these silly mistakes from now on, students. Hello, students. Hello. Yellow. Now, students, I have a small thing to tell you, students. Again, this is the pain of discipline. This is the pain of regret. So, if you do not take your time properly right now, the remaining days until your May 4th examination, right? The pain of regret is going to be so deep in your heart that it is going to cause a lot of pain. So I believe, student, this is the right time to do the right things, be on the right channel to make sure you get the right form of education, at least at this point. Yes, I know throughout the year some of you are with us, throughout the year some of you are not with us, you might be in different platforms, but right now, student, it's a right time to be in the right place, and this is the right place because we are making sure you are getting all types of question practice, tricky questions, easy questions, silly mistakes where you can do questions. Okay, now, students, here is the first question. All of you students, the first question on the board. Let's see who does the right answer, students. Here is the first question on the board. Let's see who gets the right answer. The first person to write the right answer, students. The first question on the board. Here we go, students. First question on the board. Students, I want everyone to keep on telling me the right answers. I want everyone to participate. I want everyone to, tell the answer. Doesn't matter if it's right, doesn't matter if it's wrong, but the main part is answering. Students. Hello, good morning, students. Good morning. Now, here's the first question, all of you. In testis, the immature male germ cell called spermatogonia produce sperm by spermatogenesis that begins at puberty. So at puberty, what happens? Spermatogonia starts to undergo mitosis and meiosis, and sperms are developed. That is the first thing here. Now, what is the reason? The spermatogonia present in the inside of the seminiferous tubule multiply by meiosis, division, and increase in number. Students, what is the answer? Yes, I can give a sure answer. Solve these questions, you will get to know. Students. Solve these questions and you will get to know. Now, students, some of you are saying option number A, some of you are saying option number C. Students, option number C is the right answer. Can anyone tell me why? Option number C is right answer here? Because there is one word. That one word is changing the entire answer into something else right now. What is that one word here, students? What is the one word here? The one word here is this right here. Students. It says meiotic. See, when you're in a hurry, you will always tend to mistake this one small word, and that can cause you the marks here. So it says here meiotic, but it has to be what? It has to be mitotic in nature. So in mitotic, what happens? In mitotic, the increase in number happens here. Okay, it is not going to be meiosis here. So one word can change the entire meaning here, and that is where you can do a silly mistake. So all of you are getting an idea which type of question I have today? Yes, these are the questions which I have today, students, where one word can change the entire meaning, students. Again, one more question on the board. Dominance is not an autonomous feature for a gene or product that it has information for. Reason because dominance depends as much as on a gene product and production of a parental phenotype from its product. See, again, the question might be confusing, but it's a very easy question. If you have attended my class, all of you students, all of you, yes, morphology you can ask in the comment section, don't worry. Okay, look at the question, students. Here it says dominance, right? Also, I'll give you some time, read the question. I'll give you exactly 30 seconds, read the question first of all of you. Read the question. Now I will explain. Can I start explaining, students? Can I start explaining now? Yes, understood, understand. Now all of you, let's take one small example. Let's take a small example for, let's say, seed shape. Okay, capital R, small r. Okay, this is a 2 alleles for a seed shape. For seed shape, let's say seed shape. Okay, now students, can anyone tell me which is the dominant phenotype? Which is the dominant phenotype for your seed shape? Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me? Round is dominant. Yes. So this capital R, the phenotype here is going to be round here. The phenotype is going to be round here. So can I say this allele right here is dominant allele? It is going to be dominant allele for seed shape. For seed shape here. This much all of you understood. Students, right now. Now, students, let me ask all of you a simple question. One small question is that, is it possible that, students, just because you're good in biology, it doesn't mean that you're good in chemistry and physics also? Just because you are good in sports, does it mean that you're good in every other sport? Just because I am good in football, it doesn't mean that I'm good in cricket. Tell me yes, students. Just because I am dominant, just because one allele here is dominant for one character here, this particular allele is dominant for seed shape, does it mean that students, this allele right here is dominant for every other trait also? Does it mean that this allele right here is dominant for, let's say, starch synthesis also? Tell me, students, does it mean that this allele is dominant for this also? No, it is not. It is not dominant here. Okay, so it is not dominant here. In fact, this allele right here, let's say for starch, it will produce something called as students, intermediate starch grain. So it means that in some cases it is dominant, but in other cases it is incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is shown in other cases. So what do we understand, students? What do we understand by this? We understand by this concept is that dominance is not autonomous. It is not fixed. Dominance is not autonomous feature. It is not autonomous. Dominance can only be seen if you look at it depends on what product are you looking at. If you're looking at the seed shape, yes, it is dominant. But if you're looking at starch grain, it is incomplete dominance. So it is not autonomous feature. Dominance depends on as much as on gene product. See, it depends on gene product and production of particular phenotype from this product here. So dominance depends on what you're trying to look at. If you're looking at seed shape, yes, it is dominant. Looking at starch grain here, not dominant. So option number A is the right answer here. Students. Right answer. So I believe all of you understood the concept of your starch grain here. This is the concept of starch grain. Dominance is very variable. Sometimes someone is dominant in one field. It doesn't mean that they'll be dominant in every other field also. Okay, it's a basic human tendency. Now, students, here next question on the board. Students. Good question, right? All of you understood? Good question. So that's how questions can be asked in examination, where you have to be well prepared in such cases. Okay. Next question on the board, students. The region of fruit from base to the tip. From the base to the tip. Okay. Base to the tip, students. Base to the tip. Question on the board. Maturation, cell division, elongation. Maturation, elongation, cell division. Cell division, elongation, maturation. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? From the base to the tip. Students, all of you, quickly smash the like button. Quickly smash the like button. Also, I want every single student to share this video to your friends, telling that yes, there is a channel which is dedicatedly doing questions where students can go mistake. See, this is a very easy question actually. This is a very easy question, but many students might go wrong because they do not know what is the tip here and what is the base here. Okay, students, we are going from the base to the tip here. From the base to the tip here. This is the tip here. This is the base here. So tell me the answer now. Tell me the answer. Students, here we can have a root hair elongation also. Root hair also develops here. That is going to be, student, that is going to be region of maturation. Here, maturation, elongation, tip is going to be a meristematic. So option number B is the right answer, students. Option number B is the, or 2 is right answer. See, again, it's a very easy question, but the chance of silly mistake is very high here. The chance of a silly mistake is very, very high here. Next question on the board, students. Again, this is a very good question from one specific line of NCERT from your entire plant growth chapter. One specific line this question has been taken from. One specific line this question has been taken from, students. Thinning of cotton, celery and walnut is hastened by which of the following application of phytohormone, students? Phytohormone. Quick. Students, what is the answer? So what is the answer, students? Answer is going to be ethaphone or ethylene. Ethaphone or ethylene. Ethaphone or ethylene, thinning of cotton, cherry and walnut. Okay, ethaphone or ethylene. Okay. Next question on the board, students. Which is incorrectly matched here? They're asking you, they have given certain derivatives or they have given certain, precursor here. You are supposed to tell me which is the respective phytohormone here. Okay. Adenine. See, again, students, I have got today questions which many students can go wrong here. Yes, these questions are very easy, but when you do it in a hurry, there is a very high chance that you might go wrong here when you do it in a hurry. So please be very careful when you're trying to answer these questions, because these questions are very, very important here. Students, I want everyone to answer. Quick answer. I want students. I want every single student to answer in the chat. Quick, all of you. Quick. I want every single student to participate. I want every single student to answer in the chat. All of you. Here, can all of you see terpenes? That is, IA is supposed to be what? Auxin here. So IA is wrong here. IA is the wrongly matched here, students. It is not a terpene here. Terpene is not a precursor here. Tryptophan is supposed to be there. Next question on the board, students. In F2 generation of Mendelian dihybrid cross. In F2 generation of Mendelian dihybrid cross, right? Number of phenotype and genotypes are. How many phenotypes and how many genotypes you obtain here? Okay. How many phenotypes and how many genotypes do we obtain? Okay. In dihybrid cross. See, all of you know, students, all of you know, the phenotypic ratio is what? 9:3:3:1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Phenotype is going to be 4, right? Phenotype is going to be 4. So this option is gone, first of all. This option is gone right here. Okay. So we have 4 phenotypes. So how many genotypes do we get, students? How many number of genotypes do we get? How many genotypes do we get, students? Okay. So all of you know small trick here. So in examination, if they ask such question and you do not remember genotype number, if you do not remember genotype number, all you need to do is, see, how did we get this? This was obtained by 3:1 into 3:1. 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3 1 3s are 3, 1 into 1 is 1. That's how we got the simple ratio here. But what about genotypic ratio? 1:2:1 into 1:2:1. See, by chance in examination, if you don't remember, how do we do it? Okay, 1 into 1 is, tell me students, what is 1 into 1? Simple basic math. 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 2 into 2 is 2, 2 into 1, 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, and 1 into 1 is 1. So how many do we have, students? How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have totally how many genotypes? How many genotypes do we have? We have in total 4 phenotypes and 9 genotypes. And 9 genotypes in the case of dihybrid cross. So where is the option, students? Here is the option. Option number D is the right answer. 9 genotypes as well as your 4 phenotypes are obtained in the case of your simple dihybrid cross. Again, it's a very easy question. It's a very easy question, students. Very easy question. But many of you will go for option number A. Tell me yes or no. Many of you will go for option number A. By chance, if you see in examination, what happens, let me tell you. In examination, what happens is that you will start to think You will start to gamble. You will start to put your life at risk there, and you will think in the examination, see, I know the answer is 50% of 50%. I know the answer is option number A. 50% I know option number A. If I make it right, I will get 4 marks. If I make this answer right, I'll get 4 marks. But if I make it wrong, I will lose only 1 mark. How many of you will think that way, students? How many of you will think that way? It's a very common thought. It's a very common thought which comes in mock paper also. It is a very common thought which comes in your general test also. If I make it right, I will get 4 marks. But if I make it wrong, I will lose only 1 mark. And students, that is how your rank goes down. That 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, every single place will bring down your rank very well. So please remove that thought from your head. Please remove the thought from your head now only if you have the thought. That if you think that, 1 mark I will lose, what is the big deal? But if I gain, I have 4 marks to gain. So please remove that thought. That's a very toxic thought. Okay, very toxic thought. Okay, so here right answer is option number D. Okay, don't go for gamble. Do not go for gamble in examination. Okay, next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. Next question on the board here. Baculovirus nucleopolyhedrovirus do not show. What does it do not show, students? Okay, students, quickly in the chat, all of you. So what is the answer, students? Option number C. Option number C. So all of you know, students, it is very species specific. Baculovirus is very species specific. It will not affect anyone else. It is very species specific. So option number C is the right answer here. Again, next question on the board, students. The TCA cycle starts with condensation of acetyl-CoA. TCA cycle, also called as Krebs cycle, it will start with condensation of acetyl-CoA with oxaloacetic acid, OAA, and water, right? And water to yield citric acid. The reaction is catalyzed by which enzyme? Now, certain questions are very rare. Certain questions are very rare to come, but sometimes they might ask you, so you have to be very prepared. You cannot be like, sir, I cannot tell this. Okay, students, what is the answer? What is the answer, students? Which is the enzyme involved? Which is the enzyme involved in your first step of your TCA cycle? The first step of TCA cycle, students. Which is the enzyme involved? Which is the enzyme involved, students? Citrate synthase. Very good, students. Citrate synthase is the enzyme here, students. Okay, look at this question. Take your time and answer. Very high chance you might go wrong here if you try to answer in a very hurry, because certain questions can make you or break you. They will make sure you get marks or you lose marks directly here. Okay, read the question. Removal of auxin. If you remove the auxin from the source, demonstrate that leaf abscission will happen to what? Leaf abscission will happen what, students? Okay, and by auxin, and apical dominance is dashed by auxin, students. Quick. Basically, they're asking you what is the importance of auxin here. What is the importance of auxin here, students? What is the importance of auxin? What is the importance of auxin right here? Removal of auxin will demonstrate, because when you remove auxin, what do we understand? We understand, students, we understand that leaf abscission is inhibited. Auxin will inhibit the leaf abscission, and it will promote apical dominance. This is the property of your auxin. Do not go for option number C and tell ulta. Do not tell reverse. Okay, do not tell reverse, students. Do not tell reverse. Okay, so here's the question. Now look at this question, look at this question. Again, read the question very carefully. Read the question very carefully and answer, students, because many students might go wrong here, and we do not want you to go wrong here. Okay, these are the questions where you can do silly mistakes. Silly mistakes time. Okay, read the following carefully. See, question only telling you carefully. Question only telling carefully, so you have to read very carefully. Okay, read very carefully. Okay, the cells of permanent tissue do not generally divide further. Permanent tissue have many different types of cells, and are called a simple tissue. Permanent tissues have all cells similar, right, in structure and function. They're called as complex tissue. They're asking, question is asking you, which of the following statements are correct, which of the following statements are wrong here. Okay, read the question very carefully. Read the question very carefully, students. Careful. Students, and all of you, have you smashed the like button, all of you? Have all of you smashed the like button, students? Yes? What is the answer? See, this is correct here. But permanent cells have many different, no. If permanent cell has many different type of cells, they are not called as simple. They are called as complex. Permanent cells having all similar cells, they are called as simple. But here they are written complex. So both statements are wrong here. So B and C are incorrect here. And A is right answer, students. A is right answer. So option number D. So again, students, these questions are very easy. They are not called tricky questions. These questions are not called tricky questions. These are the questions where you make silly mistakes. Okay, silly mistakes, students. Next question on the board. Here we go. C3 plant shows CO2 saturation at about. See, again, it's a very easy question, but in examination you'll get confused. You'll get confused between what is the answer. Is it B or C? It's a very easy question, but in examination you can get confused in that. What is the answer? Is it B or is it C? There's a very high chance that you might get confused between B and C here. So clear the doubt right now and go forward. All of you students, all of you. What is the answer? The maximum CO2 saturation, right, in C3 plants is shown at. See, all of you remember, students, all of you should remember, C3 plants will show higher saturation always. C3 plants will show higher saturation. And the higher number is what? The higher number is 450. 450. So that is very clear, students. That is very clear. 450. Now, next question on the board, students. Characteristics found in the cells of meristematic zones are. What are the characters found in meristematic zone? Again, read the question very carefully because a single word can change the meaning here. A single word can change the meaning. So read the question very carefully here. Read the question very carefully. A single word can change the meaning. So please read the question very carefully right now. Okay. Meristematic zone. The cells of this region are rich in protoplasm, possess small inconspicuous nucleus. Okay. The cell wall is primary in nature, thin and cellulosic, thin with abundant plasmodesmal connection. Okay. Now, students, by any chance, if you go for option number C, I want everyone to put some, let's say, punishment. Students, what is the punishment? Punishment is going to be what, students? Red hearts in the chat. Punishment is going to be what? Or put star or red hearts in the chat. The punishment is going to be just put a red heart in the chat if you make it wrong, because option number C is wrong here. Option number C is wrong here, students. Option number C is wrong here. Why? Because if you read the question very carefully, it says that the cells of these regions are rich in protoplasm and it says inconspicuous nucleus. See, the students, this IN word made the entire wrong answer. Okay, and IN made the entire wrong answer here. Okay, it made the wrong answer, so it became wrong here. So option number A is absolutely wrong here. So the only option is going to be what? The only option which is going to be here, option number B is the right answer here. So students, do you realize how questions can become wrong here? How one single word can completely change the way you think. So this is called as silly mistakes which you can do. These are called, students, silly mistakes can you do. Okay. These are the silly mistakes which you can do in your examination. So please read the question very carefully. Okay. Very carefully, students. Okay. It is small only, but it's supposed to be conspicuous. Supposed to be what? Conspicuous. Okay. Next question on the board, students. Again, very good question. When does the growth rate of population, okay, following the logistic growth model equals 0? Okay, when does the logistic growth becomes 0? The logistic growth model is given by dn by dt is equal to Rn 1 minus n minus k by n. Okay, 1 minus k by n. 1 minus n by k also same thing. K minus n by k also same thing. Okay, students. Answer in the chat. Again, this is a very easy question. Here, all of you just, if you know basic math, you can do, students. Let's say k by n by k is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 into Rn is equal to again 0. So option number A is the right answer. This is a fairly easy question. But again, many students might go for this option. Many students might go for option number C. So please be careful on what they're asking you here. Okay. Next question on the board. Here we go, students. Again, very good question. All of you need to take 30 seconds. All of you need to take 30 seconds and answer this question. Now, students, what if I tell you? What if I tell you, students, we have similar such questions for chemistry, zoology, as well as physics. How does it sound? Students, how does it sound? How does it sound, students? If I tell you I have similar questions for physics, chemistry, as well as biology and zoology actually. How does it sound, students? How does it sound? Now, students, let me show you one small thing here. Now, students, can all of you see this? One second, students, let it load. Students, here I have a PDF. Can you see, students? 500 questions here. How many, students? 500 questions where you can go wrong. From physics, can you see all physics questions where you can go wrong? Physics. Then we have your again physics. Then we have physics still, students. Do you see that? Physics almost like, then we have your biology. Then somewhere chemistry was, students. Chemistry was there somewhere. Chemistry was there, missing in the middle. Okay. Chemistry is there somewhere in the middle. Yes. Then we have again biology, zoology. Now, what if I tell you, students, you can get this entire PDF for free of cost. And not only that, you will also get the solution, not just the answers. You will get solution why the answer is correct. Can you see, students? These are the solutions here. Can all of you see? These are the solutions for every single question. There are in total 500 questions like this. And all of this is for free of cost. Students, do you want this PDF? Students, do you want this PDF or not? There are in total 500 questions where you can go wrong, and if you master these 500 questions, your concept will obviously become clear. And at the same time, you will not make these silly mistakes in examination. So this is what Vedantu is known for. So giving such quality content for free of cost. This is what is, Vedantu's motto, that every single student should be able to get access to such amazing questions for free of cost, for amazing questions where they can improve their rank, amazing questions where they do not do the silly mistakes in examination. So if you want this PDF, we will send it to you today itself in the description. And students, by the end of today's lecture, let's say chemistry, right? When Diksha ma'am comes, ma'am will tell you that how you can get this for free of cost. Okay, students, how you can get this entire PDF for free of cost, Diksha ma'am will tell you at the end of it. Okay, students. Now answer the question. The question is asking you how many of the above statements are correct here. The question is asking you how many of the following statements are correct here. How many of the following statements are correct? Absolutely correct here. Students, you can get the PDF for free of cost. Diksha ma'am will come in the end and ma'am will reveal the way you can get for free of cost. So you have to watch the Diksha ma'am. Okay. Now, students, let's see the first question. In ecosystem, the female gametophyte is retained in the parent sporophyte. Is correct statement here. Okay. In ginkgo, the male gametophyte are not independent. Obviously, students, in the case of your ginkgo, what happens? In ginkgo, all the male gametophytes are not independent very well. They're not independent here. Pollen grains, they're not independent. Okay. They're not independent at all. Okay. Now, correct here. No, students. The sporophyte rixia is more developed. No. Rixia is a liverwort. Liverwort is not very developed compared to your polytrichum is a moss. So moss are more developed compared to rixia. Sexual reproduction in Volvox is only isogamous. No, we can also find oogamous here. This is wrong here. Okay, wrong here. The spores of slime mold lacks cell wall. No, they have true cell wall. The spores of slime mold has something called as true cell wall. True cell wall. So this is also wrong statement. So students, how many are right? 2 are right. 2 are right out of the following. 2 are right. So option number A is the right answer. Option number A is the right answer, students. Option number A is the right answer, students. Okay. Students, I do not know if they're all available in offline center. Students, I'll be sending them in my Telegram also. I'll be sending the PDF in my Telegram, but more importantly, this PDF will be available. Available in Telegram. But the entire 500 questions, where I've taken this from, right, that Diksha ma'am will tell you where it is available. Okay. Now, students, next question on the board. Again, it's a statement, students. Again, you're supposed to tell me how many of the following statements are correct here. How many of the following statements are correct here, students? How many of the following statements are correct here? Time starts now. Take your time. Take 30 seconds and answer. Read the question carefully. It's better to be right than wrong, right? So read the question very carefully, then answer. Read the question very carefully and then answer, students. Again, this is a concept. This is a question where you can do a lot of silly mistakes. A lot of silly mistakes can be done here. So if you want to avoid those silly mistakes, then, right? Exactly, Midhu. So see, in this question, you might have seen students, dependent. See, one small word made the entire statement different here. See, that is what happens. That is what happens in these questions. One small word can change the meaning. Students, tell me how useful this session is. This session is actually a eye opener. This session right here is a complete eye opener right now, students. Eye opener, right? This entire session is an eye opener where one single mistake, one single change in one particular two words can change the meaning here. So, please be careful. Please be careful of such questions. Okay. Please be careful of such questions in examination. If it comes, you're gone case. Who is Josh? Josh is my cousin. What? Who is Josh's students? Next question on the board, students, quickly in the chat. See, axillary bud later develops into branch, correct here. The leaf is attached to stem by leaf blade and may bear two lateral small leaf-like structure called as stipules, correct here. The lamina or the leaf blade is green expanded part of the leaf where veins and veinlets occur, correct here. The shape, margin, and apex of and surface and extension of incision of the lamina are same in different leaves. No, students, they are different. They are different in different leaves. They are different in different leaves. In some leguminous plants, the leaf base may become swollen. It's called as petiole. No, that is called as pulvinous leaf base. That is called as pulvinous leaf base. Pulvinous leaf base. Okay. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? Statements are true. 1, 2, 3. Three are correct here. Option number B is the right answer. Option number B is the right answer, students. B is the right answer. Okay. Now, students, next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board, students. Whoa, NEET English is on something else today. Students, NEET English, come with the real ID. Gopika, come with the real ID. Okay, students, assertion. In C4 plants, photorespiration does not occur. Yes, it is true. It is true, students. It is true. Does not occur. Right? It does not occur at all. Because in C4 plants, there is a mechanism that increases the CO2 concentration in the enzyme site, students. Yes. Now, students, this is absolutely easy question again. Now, here I want all of you to answer me in the chat, students. Which region are they talking about here? Here, this assertion, right? This reason, are they talking about bundle sheet or mesophyll cell? Quickly in the chat, students. Quickly in the chat. Which are they talking about here? Are they talking about bundle sheet or mesophyll cell here? Quickly in the chat. Quickly in the chat. Quickly in the chat, students. What are they talking about here, students? What are they talking about here? Are they talking about bundle sheet or are they talking about your mesophyll cell? Quick. They're talking about bundle sheet. Exactly. They're talking about bundle sheet because the entire CO2 fixation happens in the bundle sheet. The entire C3 cycle in C4 plant happens in your bundle sheet itself, not in the case of mesophyll cell. Very good, students. Next question on the board. Very good question again, students. Very good question. Read the following statements and select the correct option. Volvox forms spherical colonies, that is, it forms a colony. Okay, it is colonial in nature. Volvox colony is made up of non-metal cells. Makes sense, no? Makes sense, no? Does it make sense? Does it make sense, students? Does it make sense to all of you? Does it make sense? Students, what is the answer? Students, many are going for option number A. That's wrong here, friends. Wrong. Option number A is wrong here. Because students, do all of you remember, students, do all of you remember that, students, in the case of Volvox, Volvox belongs to which of the phylum, students? Can anyone tell me Volvox belongs to which algae? Volvox belongs to which algae, students? Volvox belongs to which algae? Green algae. In the case of green algae, students, in the case of green algae, what do you study? In the case of green algae, what do you study, students? In the case of green algae, what do you study? Do they have flagella? Yes. 2 right? 2 to 4 apical flagella. Apical flagella is present here. Okay. So they have flagella here. They have flagella for motility. They have flagella for motility here. Okay. So again, very silly mistake, you can go wrong here. Silly mistake can go wrong here. Next question, honorable students. Read the given statement and select the correct option here. The BOD refers to amount of oxygen that would be released by the microorganisms if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria. Okay. Primary treatment of sewage is a physical process of removal of large and small particles. Read the question very carefully, students. Read the question very carefully. Read the question very carefully, students. Quick. Students, Volvox has flagella. I think I've told you in my normal class also. Volvox has flagella. Volvox is flagellated. Volvox is flagellated, students. So what? In oogametes, what happens? One is large, one is small gamete. The small gamete will have flagella, right? See, in the case of sperm and egg is oogamous type itself. The sperm has flagella, right? What is the answer, students? What is the answer? I can see a lot of deviation. in the answers in the chat. Students, again, if you read the question very carefully, this statement is wrong here. The first statement is wrong. Why? Because the first statement is wrong, students. Okay. Just learn my new families, you're good to go. Okay. This statement is wrong because, students, it says released here. Oxygen is not released. Oxygen is consumed. It is not released here. Okay. Oxygen is not released here, students. Okay. So the first statement becomes wrong here. Okay. So the statement number 1 is wrong. Statement number 2 is correct here. Okay. First one is wrong here. Statement number 2 is correct. So all of you understood. One small mistake can change the entire thing. Students. One small mistake can change the entire thing here. Next question on the board, students. Which of the following pair is not considered a method included in situ conservation? Which of the following is not in situ conservation, students? Basically, you're supposed to tell me which of the following is ex situ. Which of the following is ex situ in nature? Okay, ex situ in nature. If I just write X, will be make mention. Just write ex situ. Which of the following is ex situ in nature? Again, very easy question. Very fairly easy question. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, very easy, but again, you might go wrong here. Option. This is easy. Botanical garden, wildlife safaris are ex situ in nature. Next question on the board. Oh, very good question, students. Again, do not try to cheat. Answer on your own. Do not try to cheat. Again, I'm telling you. They're asking you what is A, B, and C. is. See, all of you should know C is root cap. So this option is gone here. Okay. So it's between A, right? A, B, and D. A, B, D. Between A, B, D, students. Between A, B, D. Very good question, students. Again, I'm telling you, students, all of these questions are quality questions. You will not find such questions anywhere else. Students, C is root cap. Here you can see inner part, students. Inner part is always cortex. B part is pronotum. Which becomes the epidermis or epiblema in later stages. Okay. So A is the right answer here. A is the right answer, students. Okay. A is the right answer, students. Okay. Next question on the board, students. Again, these are questions, very easy questions. All of you know these questions very easily. Doesn't take a lot of timing here. Okay. Out of 800 population, F2 generation, of a cross between yellow, round, and wrinkled green normal conditions I've given you, what would be the number of yellow wrinkled students? Yellow wrinkled is how many students? In this 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Here, 2 are parental. That is round yellow, wrinkled green. Round yellow. This is round yellow. Okay. Round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow, wrinkled green. So wrinkled yellow is this. Wrinkled yellow is right here. Wrinkled yellow is right here, students. Wrinkled yellow is right here. So this is 3 here. So 3 divided by 16 into how much? 800. That is your answer. That is your answer, students. That is your answer. 3 divided by 16. That's all. Doesn't require a lot of thinking. Doesn't require a lot of thinking, students. Who is student? It's Shreyas sir, not Tushar sir. Who is Tushar sir now? Lol. What is the answer, student? What is the answer? Option number D is right answer. Option number D is right answer, students. Again, in examination, if let's say I change the question into, students, I can change this entire 2 characters into any of the 2 characters of your Mendel. I can tell plant height and flower position, and then I can ask you any of the following. So you should be able to tell me which is the recombinant one there. Okay, it's very easy again, very easy. Next question on the board. Next question on the board. Again, quality questions. Again, quality questions. Again, quality questions on the board. Again, students, quality questions on the board. Who is Tushar sir, students, now? Who is Tushar sir? randomly bringing new teachers to the channel. Randomly bringing new teachers to the channel. New teachers to the channel. I can't. Students, what is the answer? Students, what is the answer? Okay. Students, what is the answer? See, primary treatment, primary sludge, effluent. Primary sludge is sent back again, effluent is second treatment. Large aeration tank. See here what happens? Sedimentation also happens here. Sedimentation happens, done. Large aeration tank. Okay. What happens here? Aeration happens. Then we have flock formation. What is flock, students? Flock is nothing but bacteria as well as your fungal filaments are joining here. Okay. Now, then what happens? After flock, what happens, students? Increase in BOD? No. Decrease in BOD happens. Then we get sedimentation. Then we get activated sludge. Activated sludge is sent back here. Okay. Sent back here. Okay. Then what happens? Last step. Anaerobic sludge digester. Here. Anaerobic sludge digester, biogas formation. Students. Option number B is right answer. Option number B is the right answer, students. B for bus, sir. Huh? Oh, is it? Damn. I did not know that there is a teacher for doubt solving in the teacher name. I did not know. Okay, students. Next question on the board. Here we go, students. Again, I have very few questions left. Friends, I have good questions left still. Next question on the board. Quick. I want everyone to answer very quick now. Okay. Read the given statements and select the correct option. 3. Okay, students. Such a bad question. Such a easy question. 390 to 400 range in the area is called PAR. No, it is not called PAR. 400 700 is PAR. Chemosynthetic bacteria obtain energy from organic substances. Again. Very high chance that you might go wrong here because of 2 words here. You might go wrong here because of 2 words. Right now. 2 words. What are the 2 words right now, students? What are the 2 words? Students, we might never know. Both are incorrect, students. Both are incorrect. Why, students? Because it says organic here. If it was inorganic, then the answer would be different. Then the answer would be different, students. Okay, both are wrong. Exactly, both are wrong. Not the comment section people here. Both are wrong here. Okay. Next question on the board, students. Dash a dominant and independent haploid gametophyte. So if gametophyte is dominant, pteridophyte and gymnosperms is gone because their sporophyte is dominant. Okay. Now alternate with the short-lived dependent sporophyte. The short-lived sporophyte will always come in the case of bryophyte, not in the case of algae. Not in the case of algae, students. Not in the case of algae. Okay, this is easy. Bryophyte is easy answer, students. Next question on the board. Here are two questions. I want both the answers. I want both the answers right now, students. I want both the answers. In the chat, go, students, quickly. Students, again, is this session useful or not? Tell me, students. Is this session useful? Is the session useful or not? Because these sessions will make you realize the mistakes which you do common. These are the common mistakes or silly mistakes which everyone does. So I hope you do not repeat them in your examination. I hope you do not repeat them in your examination. Okay. Okay. Silly mistakes. Now, students, in dicot stem, the layer of endodermis referred to as starch cane, that is going to be endodermis. Okay. Now, students, next question. Find the correct statement here. Cytokinins help in delaying leaf senescence and promoting nutrient mobilization. Yes, correct statement. Auxin induces plasma carpy in tomato. Yes. Ethylene avoids germination. No, it promotes germination. Okay. Gibberellins delay. No, it hastens. It hastens. So answer is A and B here. Answer is A and B here. Easy, students. Easy. Easy, students. Easy. Done. Done, students. Done, students. Second question is very easy again. It is question which says which are the right answers here. Which are the right answers which says, that's all. Which are the right answers here. Okay, statements. This is correct. This is correct here. But these two are wrong here because ethylene promotes germination. Ethylene promotes germination while your gibberellins will also what? Not delay. It will hasten the production in conifers. It will hasten. Okay. Next question. Oh, very good question. Very good question again, students. In the following human pedigree, the field symbols represent the affected individuals. Identify the type of given pedigree. Supposed to identify what is this pedigree here. Okay, what is the pedigree here? Okay. Friends, what is the answer? Okay. World is classroom, knowledge is free. Oof, oof, oof. World is classroom, knowledge is free. Oof. My heart can't take such dialogues. My heart cannot take such dialogues. World is the classroom. Wow, 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 wow. Students, you can see here, students, affected individuals. See, it's skipping generation. It is skipping generation. Okay. So it is supposed to be recessive. It cannot be dominant. It cannot be dominant here. Okay. Now here you can see, students, it is autosomal dominant because I've always told you in the case of autosomal dominant, what happens? Affected individuals can have unaffected offsprings. Affected individuals can have unaffected. So autosomal recessive is the answer. Students, again, if you want to solve pedigree, if you want to solve every single pedigree, students, I have given you the notes. Students, have you downloaded the notes, all of you? So students, if you do not have the notes, again I'm telling you again one more time, students, if you do not have the notes for these questions, if you go to my Telegram, students, here you can see here new families notes, morphology notes, living world notes, entire class 11 botany. So every single notes is already available. Every single notes for your, let's say, even principles of inheritance, every single notes is available there. Download the notes and read what is given in pedigree. What is the features of your autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, sex-linked dominant, sex-linked recessive. So read every single shortcut trick for your autosomal and recessive, and you can solve any single pedigree there. Okay, students, you can solve every single pedigree there. Okay. Now, next question on the board here. Okay. Mr. X here. We do not know who is the X here. Okay, Mr. X, we do not know who is the X here. So, students, I hope all of you got the notes. Sahana, just check once I have given. Sahana, just try checking. Just check my notes for principles of inheritance. Download the notes which I've given you. Just download the notes and just scroll through pedigree. You get the pedigree there. There I have given you shortcuts. I have given you shortcuts to remember autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, X-linked dominant, X-linked recessive, and Y-linked. Everything is given here. Okay. Friends, we have Mr. X% here. Okay. Is eating curd. Okay. So first we have plants here. Plant is eaten by cow. Cow is the milk is curd is made from the milk which we are eating. Okay. So let's say human is here. Human is present here. Okay. So what is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer, students? Plant to cow, cow milk which we are taking. So we are taking after the cow, right? Product of cow. Students, what is the answer? What is the answer, students? What is the answer? Which trophic level is the answer, students? If you go for option number B, wrong there only. So you will realize the silly mistakes now, students. Do you realize the silly mistakes right now? Tell me yes or no. Students, do you realize the silly mistakes right now? Tell me how useful this session is. No one on YouTube will do such a session. No one will do it because they will keep all sessions for paid students. All the paid batch they'll give it. But we are at Vedantu, we are giving all sessions for free of cost. Okay. Next question on the board. See this question. Such useful this session is. Share this video, students. Share this video to every single one of you. Share this video to every single student who needs such session. Okay. Share this video to every single student who are still doing silly mistake and losing all the marks. Okay. Because I know for a sure these questions are not tricky. Yesterday's session you understood these questions are not tricky at all. They are not tricky, but these are the questions will make you lose marks, and in the end of it you will be like, oh, one small mistake I lost the marks. So these are, again I'm telling you, these are not tricky questions. These are silly mistakes questions. These are the questions where you will feel confident. When you read this question, you will feel confident. Like, so easy question. But when you solve them, when you do the answer, when you come back and you realize, oh my God, one silly mistake will completely change your life. So these are not tricky questions. These are easy questions, but made in such a way that you will go wrong. Made in such a way that you will go wrong here, students. Again, not difficult questions. Okay. Okay. Euglena can be considered as a plant due to the presence of chlorophyll. Yes, plant. Euglena cannot be classified on the basis of two kingdom classification. Yes, it cannot be, because students, Euglena has animal-like feature. Yes, it has animal-like. It has a flagella. It has two flagella, right? So it has animal-like feature, plant-like feature. So it cannot be considered in any one of the following. Okay. Okay, students. So what is the answer? What is the answer? Option number A is the right answer. It cannot be considered for any of the two following. Okay. Cannot be following. Okay. All of you are doing, students. Again, I'm telling you, we have 500 such questions. We have 500 such questions. These questions are there. 500 are there where you can do a silly mistake. Again, I'm telling you, students, if you do not do these 500 questions, again, I'm telling you, honestly, I'm telling you, if you do not solve these 500 questions, there is a 99.9% chance that you will make a mistake in examination. You will make a mistake in your NEET 2025. You will make a mistake at for sure. So there are how many questions? 500 questions are there. Such questions are there. 500 silly mistake questions. So do you want these questions? Again, I'm telling you, if you want these questions, wait till the very end. Diksha ma'am will tell you when you can go and where you can find these questions. 500 such questions are there. Okay, be prepared for that. Again, students, I want everyone to tell me, students, I want every single student to download these 500 questions, and once you are finished doing the 500 questions, I want you to tell me, comment back and tell me, students, hashtag 500 questions done. Because when you do this in the comment section, I will get to know that, yes, I'll get to know that you have done the 500 questions. You have transcended from making the silly questions, silly mistakes. So if you do not want to do silly mistakes, do this 500 questions. Simple rule, students, simple rule. Next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. Friends, from prehistoric era to Matrix movie to Matrix. Students, Matrix is one of my favorite movies of all time. Matrix is one of my favorite movies of all time. Favorite movies of all time, students. Again, read this question. See, again, read the question. In an aquatic ecosystem, pyramid of biomass inverted. Yes. Why? Pyramid of biomass inverted. Yes. Why? Because biomass depends on reproductive potential and longevity of the individual. Yes, because the reason why the pyramid of biomass is inverted in the case of your aquatic ecosystem is that the life cycle of photoplanktons, right? Phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons is very less. Phytoplanktons will keep on dying. And the reproductive cycle is very less and they don't reproduce a lot. That is why in aquatic ecosystem, the biomass of your entire biomass of fish is more. So biomass of fishes is more here in aquatic ecosystem. In aquatic ecosystem, the fishes have more biomass. Then we have zooplanktons. Then we have phytoplanktons right here. Students. Phytoplanktons right here. So biomass is less here. That is why it is inverted. That is why pyramid of biomass is inverted in the case of your aquatic ecosystem. It is inverted in nature. Okay. Next question on the board. During oxidative decarboxylation process, two molecules of NADPH are produced from the metabolism of two molecules of pyruvic acid. The O2 is consumed in the reaction to obtain acetyl-CoA as product here. Easy question again, very easy question. For some reason, I am also dragged out now. I don't know why I am being dragged out there. Students, even I don't know if it's Shreyas or Gopika ma'am or even Diksha ma'am. Who knows? Students, who knows? Who knows it's Diksha ma'am? It might be even Diksha ma'am, students. Or is it me only? Who knows? Who knows it is me only? You never know. What is the answer? What is the answer? See, here it says during oxidative decarboxylation, two molecules of NADH are produced. See, usually what happens? Usually one is produced for one pyruvic acid. It says here two molecules of pyruvic acid to two are produced. This is correct here. Assertion is correct here. Assertion is correct right now. Okay. Now, CO2 molecule is consumed. No, CO2 molecule is released. So reason becomes wrong. Reason becomes wrong, students here. Reason becomes wrong here. Clear, all of you? Clear? Okay. Reason becomes wrong here. Clear, all of you? So assertion is right. Reason is going to be wrong here because CO2 is not consumed. It is released here. CO2 is released here. Again, very good question. Friends, again, I think this is the... Friends, I think I have a lot of questions. I have three more questions. Then Shreya sir will come. Students. Okay. Who knows, students? It is Diksha ma'am. See, students, you should always know the person who is very quiet in real life, they're very active on typing. You think Diksha ma'am is very quiet and everything, but no. If you meet Diksha ma'am, you will know how savage she is. So you never know, students. You never know if it is Diksha ma'am in the chat. You can never tell if it is who is in the chat. Okay. Now, they're asking you, students, the difference between monocot and dicot. Again, such questions are very difficult to get, students. Okay. Monocot and dicot. Okay. They're asking you which of the following statement is wrong here. Vascular bundles, this is correct here. Cambium is absent here, present here. Pith is fully developed. No. In the case of monocot, it is well developed here. Okay. Secondary came will not get secondary came. So what are the wrong statements? Pick up the wrong statements is going to be 3 and 4 are wrong statements here. 3 and 4 are wrong statements here, students. Okay, 3 and 4 are the wrong statements here. Okay. Easy, students. Easy. Guns and Roses, students. Guns and Roses. So you're telling me Diksha ma'am doesn't know how to speak English, huh? Huh? Diksha ma'am is very good English. Diksha ma'am is from Punjab. Very good English. She can rap in English also, Diksha ma'am. Next time you should see Diksha ma'am rapping. Punjabi plus English. Both rap. Next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Again, 2 questions on the board. Again, you can take your time, answer very fast. Take your time, answer very fast, students. Very easy question again, students. Stomata close when they lose water. Stomata will close when they lose water, students. BOD of wastewater is estimated by measuring the biodegradable organic matter. Yes. Antibiotics have no effect. Yes, no effect. Okay, easy question, students. Both are correct here. That is your lose water. Lose water here. Again, students. One more question for all of you. I have 2 more questions for all of you. 2 more questions for all of you. 2 statements given here. 2 statements given here, students. 2 statements given here. Go. Students, NEET English is all 4 of us. NEET English is all 4 of us, students. You never know. Once what happens, right? If I stop teaching, even I might go to the comments. You never know. Okay. In certain taxons of insects have 18 chromosomes and other have 18 chromosomes. Okay. The 17 chromosomes are male here and 18 chromosomes are female here. Okay, correct here, student, correct here. Because in the case of grasshopper, what happens? Males have 17, right? Males have 17 here. The exo condition, the male heterogamity. Male heterogamity, students, yes or no? Male heterogamity. In sickle cell anemia, valine is replaced by glutamic acid. No. What is the answer? What is the answer, students? 1 is correct, 2 is wrong, because it is going to be glutamic acid. Glutamic acid is replaced by valine. So it is supposed to be ulta. So wrong answer, wrong statement given here. Okay. Students, 2 questions here. I don't know. So questions are not ending only, students. Prothallus of furnace. Prothallus, students, again I have told you, students, prothallus is the gametophyte here. All of you should know prothallus is gametophyte, and gametophyte will always produce gametes. It will always produce gametes here. Always remember. A is right answer. Archaebacteria are able to survive in harsh conditions. Yes. The presence of peptidoglycan in cell wall helps archaebacteria to survive in extreme conditions. No, because in the case of archaebacteria, they don't have peptidoglycan. They do not have peptidoglycan at all. They do not have peptidoglycan at all. They have something called as a complex polysaccharides. They have polysaccharides. So statement number 1 is going to be correct. 2 is incorrect here. 2 is incorrect here. Option B is right. Students, again, this is the last question. This is the last question from my side. Last question from my student. Last question from my side. Time starts now. Go. Last question from my side, student. Last question from my side. This was the question which I was discussing yesterday in my crash course also. This was the question. This was the question which I was discussing in my crash course. Question which I was discussing in my crash course, students. Question which I was discussing in my crash course. Last question. Here we go. Last question. I deliberately added this question because yesterday I was discussing about this question, right? Students, I've always told you, right? Their question is meiosis, maximum crossing over. Maximum crossing over will occur between which genes? Maximum crossing over happens where? when the two genes are very far from each other. When the two genes are very far from each other, students, very far from each other. Okay, so you can see, students, A and D are far from each other. A and D are far from each other. So maximum crossing over will happen here. Maximum recombination will happen here. Maximum recombination will happen here. Okay, so option number D is the right answer, students. Option number D is the right answer, students. If you want these notes, it will be available in Telegram channel right here. Okay, students. So that's it from my end right now, students. Again, students. Again, very important. We have a PDF here. Let me show you one more time, students. Let me show you one more time. Where is the PDF? Here is the PDF, students. Here is the PDF. This PDF here contains almost 500 questions, around 250 questions. Can you see here, students? Around 250 questions from your biology itself. Around 250 questions from biology itself, and remaining questions are 250 questions from your chemistry and physics combined. So in total, 500 questions in this one PDF right here. One PDF right here, students. One PDF right here, students. Now again, students, let me tell you one more thing. If you want this PDF, you'll get it. Obviously, you'll get the PDF entire thing, right? Diksha ma'am will come and tell you the PDF entire thing. Again, students, before I go, students, let me tell you, if you are a NEET 2026 aspirant, right? So if you go to the description right here, students, you can get all the notes, everything here. Friends, again, let me tell you one small thing here. Okay, why have to add this, students? Okay. Now, let me tell you one thing before I go, students. Every single our offline store, every single offline store has a lot of offer going on right now, right? Offline centers. So if you are a NEET 2026 aspirant, right, sir, 2025 I'm writing for the feel of it. I'm simply writing 2025, but 2026 is my main goal. For the very same reason, students, all students who want to jump into offline, Vedantu right now has a scholarship exam, right? And if you want to attend the scholarship exam, you can go to the description. There is a link here. You can click on it and write the scholarship exam. You will get 40% off all your offline centers, and this cannot become any more bigger than this. Okay, students. So I think this Shreyas sir will give you more information. Right, students, I forgot to add a slide for it. Shreyas sir will give you more information. Now Shreyas sir will come. Let me just call Shreyas sir. Okay, and let me check if he's ready or not. Okay, students. Let me just check.
Good morning, my dear warriors. Do let me know quickly in the chat box if I'm audible and visible to all of you. Just let me know quickly in the chat box if I'm audible and visible. Looks like I am. Okay, great. So we are here back on the Vedantu NEET English channel. Your entire team, my dear students, working tirelessly for all of you. And this kind of problem solving series is very unique on YouTube. Forget even English channel, even many of the channels, guys. We are getting those unique questions which many students made mistakes in, basically in our tests, in our courses, in our assignments, and we have collected it, compiled it all together just for all of you. So after a wonderful session by our very own Basvasaurus sir, good morning everyone. It's time for the physics section to start. Hi Liza, Pramod, hi Krishna, Naina, Sukanya, welcome Rian. Hi Meghna, hello, happy morning all the warrior Pandus, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Devi, Rakshit, good morning, good morning. Okay, so the chat box is on fire. Time to start the session with the first question on your screen. Here it is. The first question itself looks like a killer one. The 50 Hertz alternating current having a peak value of 1 ampere flows through the primary coil of a transformer. If the mutual inductance between the primary and the secondary be basically some mutual inductance is given, then the average or the mean value of the voltage is, okay, the current is given, the frequency is given, what's the average value of the current, oh sorry, voltage, that's what is asked. Okay, so let's try this out. Now first of all, if you see any AC circuit, it goes up, goes down, goes down, goes up, like that you complete a cycle. In order to find the average value, you can consider even 1/4 of the entire oscillation, because whatever is the average of 1/4 of the cycle is also the average of the entire cycle, because this and this are similar. Okay, so I can say the value average value of the cycle can be found using the average of 1/4 of that particular cycle. Average of that one. Clear? Okay, what's happening? I don't know. Who is emperor? What's happening, guys? I don't know. Like, you guys are talking about something like I am Vedantu NEET English is Shreyas sir. Not really sure what you guys are saying. Okay, maybe it is me, maybe it is not me. Who knows? Okay, so let's go with this particular question. Now, if you see in 1/4 of a cycle, the current changes. The change of the current produces EMF. So we know about this formula. EMF is magnitude wise m times the change in the current per unit time. So if I want to find the average EMF, I'll find the change in the current per unit time for that 1/4 of that cycle, which is also the average for the entire cycle. Is this relationship understood? If I want to find the average for the entire cycle, because it is a repeating pattern, just find the average for this duration. You have eventually found out the average for the entire cycle. Okay. Oh, fine. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. So the mutual induction is 1.5 Henry. Change of the current from here to here is basically 1 ampere, because peak value is 1 ampere. So this is basically 1. So from 0 to 1. And how much time will it take? Well, see this, the frequency is given to be 50 hertz. So the time period of oscillation is 1 by f, which is 1 by 50. That is the total time. So just this much time will be t by 4. So it is 1 by 4, and time is nothing but 1 by 50. So it is nothing but 1 by 200. So 1 by 200. Is that right? Very good. So coming back over here, delta t will be nothing but 1 by 200, right? And take this on the top, so it will become 1.5 into 200, my dear students. Is that right, everybody? Very good. So what is this going to be? This is nothing but going to be 300 volts, which is D option. What a question. What a lovely question. Okay. Oh, some of you are saying that the live has ended. No, guys, please refresh. I think Baswa sir has taken control of Vedantu NEET English now. So he's already put it up in the chat box. So please check it out right now. Yeah. Great. Great. All right. Shall we go ahead to the next question on your screen? Here it is. Okay. A capacitor is connected to the cell of EMF E, and sometimes internal resistance R. The potential difference across the cell is E, cell is less than E, capacitor is less than E, capacitor is E. Okay. So very interesting question. Let's see. How do we solve it? Okay. So my dear students, as you can see over here, when the capacitor is connected to the cell and some internal resistance, the potential difference across the cell, is it E? Is it less than E? Is it the capacitor which is E more than E? What do you think is the right answer? Think. Just draw the circuit. Everything will be very clear. There is some internal resistance. There is some battery over here. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is internal resistance. Okay. Now, if you notice, there will be some current which will be going inside the circuit, and the terminal voltage will be formed here. This terminal voltage is E minus IR when the current is flowing while charging the capacitor, yet it is not reached the steady state while it is being charged. So this is the voltage which will be there. Obviously, V is going to be less than E. This voltage is across the battery. So across the cell, it is less than E. So option B is the right answer, B for Basvasaurus. Yeah. Yes, Emperor. It is B for Basvasaurus. The same Basvasaurus, sir, in the chat right now. Yes, very good. Great. Perfect. Perfect. Shall we go ahead to the next question coming up on your screen? Here it is. given that the refractive index is this, refractive index is that there is a equiconvex lens with the radius of blah blah blah, there is air in the object space and water in the image space, the focal length of the lens is. Okay, so let's understand this. There is a lens, equiconvex lens, with the radius of each surface being 20. Glass refractive index is already mentioned to you. So glass refractive index is basically 3/2. And what they say is that there is air on this side, I think. There is air on the object space and water on the image space. So there is water on the image space. So question is, what is the focal length of the lens? You cannot use your regular formula. You can't use your regular formula anymore now. Why? Because that regular formula is when the same medium is there on both the sides. So what you do is start with the basics, show parallel lines, the object is at infinity, and they will probably converge like this, and they will again, probably, go somewhere else after this. Okay, so maybe this is where they meet eventually. So when they bend like this the first time, maybe this is where they were supposed to go, but because of the second surface, they deflect, refract more, and maybe they will meet over here. So this is where the image 1 is formed. This is where the object 1 is there at infinity. At infinity, the first image is formed here. This image now acts like the object for the second surface. And finally, the image is formed by the second surface over here, which ends up becoming the focal point, of it. Obviously, this is the first surface. So the radius of curvature will be like this. The center will be here. This is the second surface. The radius will be like this. This is where the center of curvature will be. This will be the negative side. This will be the positive side. Is that clear, everyone, till this particular point? Now what you need to do is basically apply your formula. What is the formula? Mu2 by V minus mu1 by U is equal to mu2 minus mu1 divided by R. That is the curved surface refraction formula. Yeah, that is a curved surface refraction formula. I hope this is clear. Okay, so what is mu2? The second refractive index when you enter inside is of the glass. So this will be 3/2. Image distance I do not know. Mu1 is of air, so it is 1. Object distance is infinity. Mu2 again is nothing but 3/2. Mu1 is nothing but 1. Radius is on the positive side and it is going to be plus 20. So this will be nothing but 3/2 times of V. 1 by infinity is 0. So just don't worry about it. Okay, so 3/2 minus 1 is half. Half into 1/20 is nothing but 1/40. So 2 and 40 goes, this will again become 20. Flip it, so it will become V by 3 is equal to 20. Okay, this is V1. So V1 is nothing but 60 centimeters. So this is what is 60 centimeters. This is basically nothing but 60 centimeters. That's what we have got till this particular point. Okay, but that is not the question. That is definitely not the question. Now the second part of the problem will come. Okay, I will do it on the next slide, where this is now the object at a distance of 60 centimeters and you have to find where the image is. Again, use that same formula. This time the second refractive index is of water, which is having value as 4/3, image distance minus mu1. Mu1 is of glass, so it will be 3/2. Object distance is plus 60. Object distance is plus 60, and 4/3 minus 3/2 divided by the radius. The radius is nothing but negative, so this will be minus 20. Solving this, you will get the value of V2. Solving this, you will get the value of V2. Is that understood? Yes. What is the value of V2 that you are getting? It should be 40 centimeters. So once you get this as 40 centimeters after solving this, it means this much distance is 40 centimeters, which is the focal length. So whenever there is an abnormal situation where the mediums are different on both sides or something weird is there, you cannot use your regular lens maker formula, and that's where many students made a mistake. They use the lens maker formula. Is this absolutely clear? Okay. All right. Perfect. Chalo. Let's go to the next question, my dear students. Yes, B for biology, Krishna. Very good, Chintu. Yes, B for Basusaurus. Yes, Rian. Perfecto. Yes, Meghna. That is the correct answer. Let's Let's move to the next question. Now, there is a small size sphere which is suspended by a string of length L. The sphere rotates uniformly in a horizontal circle with the string making an angle of theta with the vertical. Then the time period of this conica. Oh my God, what is this? Conical pendulum is. Now, there is a direct formula both for tension and for angle. Tension is nothing but m omega square L for conical pendulum. Conica sounds like some prehistoric era. Anyways, next is cos theta, the angle made by the string with the vertical, which is nothing but omega square. Sorry, my bad. G by omega square L. G by omega square L. That is the formula of the angle made by the string of the pendulum with the vertical as it rotates. Okay. So with this, I think my job will be done. So just find out how much is omega square now. So omega square will be G by L cos theta. But wait a minute, what is omega? Omega is nothing but 2 pi by time period. So 2 pi by time period the whole square is G by L cos theta. Flip it because I wanted time. So T square by 4 pi square will be L cos theta by G. So T square will be 4 pi square L cos theta by G. So therefore, T will be, take roots. So that will be 2 pi root L cos theta by G. So 2 pi root L cos theta by G, which is C for your Captain Stress. Yes, of course. C for Capto. Very good. Awesome. 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 Very good. Is that absolutely clear, my dear students? Yep. So if you know this formula, it is very easy. If you do not know this formula, you will waste your time. And obviously, better to remember some standard results rather than, having to derive it on the spot over there. Although you can, but it is a waste of time. Moving on, next question. A point particle is held on the axis of a ring of mass m and radius r at a, I was like, radius rat. I was like, my God, rat is a radius. A distance r from its center, okay. When released, it reaches C under the gravitational attraction of the ring, its speed will be. Okay, let me draw the ring first to get an idea of how it looks like. So this is our ring basically, and on the axis means somewhere over here. This is basically the radius of the ring, and okay, this is r, this is also r, and the mass of the ring, is it given? Of mass m, yes, and the a point particle is also given. So let me call that guy's mass as capital M, example. So when you release it, what will happen? This particular mass will start from rest and slowly increase its speed. And once it reaches here, it will basically at the center, it will have a decent amount of speed. Yes, it will have a decent amount of speed. Let's say call it as V. So how to find that? Do not use kinematics because it is not applicable, because acceleration is not constant, because the field force, nothing will be constant along the axis. It will be variable. So don't bother about even integration, rather use energy conservation. It will directly avoid you all that trouble of integrating. Cool. So let's do that. So initial kinetic energy plus the initial potential energy will be the final kinetic energy plus the final potential energy. Initially, the kinetic energy was 0, it was at rest. Potential energy, well, what is the potential energy of a mass which is at a distance of r? There is a formula G m m, right? Then there is basically you have divided by root of r square plus x square. Here x is basically r, so r square plus r square. The actual formula is minus gmm divided by r square plus x square. That's what the formula is. So that is your initial potential energy. Final energy is half capital M V square, and the final energy will be again minus gmm divided by root of r square. Here the x value is 0, so 0 square, because you are at the origin, you are at the center of the ring. Is that right? Yeah. Yes, Sukanya, the notes will be there. Yep. Okay. Okay. Reznov, don't worry about that witchcraft and the brain rot in the chat. There is one person responsible for some time back. There was a battle which was going on. The battle shall resume after some time. So That is just the heritage which was left behind of the battle, you can say. Okay, cool. So now what will happen? MMM will cancel. Now let's just take this guy over here. So this will become G small m. Root of r square is just r only, minus G small m. Capital M has got cancelled if you forgot. Yeah, this capital M just got cancelled. Okay, now this GM r square plus r square is 2r square. So it will become r root 2 is equal to v square by 2, I believe. So GM by r is common, multiply by 2, and this will be 1 minus 1 by root 2 is nothing but v square. So v square will be nothing but 2gm by r. This will be root 2 minus 1, and this root 2 will stay here. So this will become v square is equal, no, that is v square. So I just want v, right? So v will be equal to root of this entire thing. Yeah, which is right over here in option C. Which is right over here in option C also. If you want, you can avoid taking the LCM. So it looks exactly in the form which is required. Yeah. So that is what it is. Yep. Which is exactly option C. Is that right, everyone? Okay, very good. Shall we go ahead to the next question, my dear students, coming up on your screen? Here we go. Two identical wires kept under the same tension have fundamental frequency of 600. The fractional increase in the tension of one of the wires will lead to the occurrence of 6 beats when both wires oscillate together. Would be how much? So you have one wire which is under, let's say, example tension, and the another wire has some different tension, let's say T plus dt or something like that. So if this has some frequency f, this will have some frequency f plus delta f when the string basically vibrates. Yep, the string will basically vibrate. Okay, the string will basically vibrate. There will be a different frequency because there is a different tension. So what will happen because of this? There will be some beats which will be produced. Definitely there will be some beats which will be produced because of the change of or the difference of the frequencies. So question is, if the beat frequency is given, what is the change in the tension? So the logic goes like this. We know that the frequency is n v by 2l in general, which is also n by 2l root of tension by mu, which is also n by 2l root mu. Tension raised to half is nothing but the frequency. Why I did like this? Reason is simple. This whole thing is, let's say, the same. It is not changing. The length, mass per unit length, the harmonic number, nothing is changing. But frequency is directly related to this. So using the concept of errors, so delta f by f relative error is relative error in time multiplied by the power to which it has been raised, which is half. Only take the mod value. Even if it was negative, always choose the mod value. I hope this is absolutely clear. Okay, perfect. Now the question says that there is a beats of 6 hertz. So that means delta f already I know. How much is delta f? 6 beats. So beats is the difference of the frequency. So that is basically 6. Original frequency 600. And what have they asked? The fractional change in the tension. That means delta t by t they have asked. And this is half. So delta t by t will be 2 will go on the other side, and there will be 1 by 100 remaining, which is nothing but 1 by 50. So 1 by 50, guys, it's 0.02. Yeah, that's it. 0.02. Yeah, B for Basosaurus. Somehow I feel the answer section is yeah, fixed, or yeah, because every answer is coming like B. Okay. Anyways, going on to the next question, guys, coming up on your screen. Okay. So shall we do this particular question? Read this question carefully. Okay. Okay. Is it enough for me to just seeing my videos? Tharun, Tharu Avi. Okay, I'll ask you one simple question. If just seeing videos was going to be enough for cracking NEET, then I would be also a doctor, and somebody else would also be a teacher. So many people, by the way, we check the average age of the people watching our videos. Sometimes, many teachers watch our videos, and I'm not just saying it by analytics, but when I visit many places, in fact, I have met many people who come up to me and say, oh, are you Shreyas sir? I'm like, yeah. And I watch your videos. I'm like, you don't look like a student to me. Then the person was like, no, I'm not a student. I'm a teacher myself, and I watch your videos. I am from, I think he said from Madurai or something. And then once I met another teacher back, I think that was in Bangalore only. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So understand that it's not about just watching the videos, it's also about putting it into practice. You have to implement the knowledge that you have learned. If you don't practice, if you don't give mock tests, that is not enough. So please practice on your own. Your own hand skills are also very important. Is that right? Correct? Perfect. Okay. Shall we go ahead? Now, this particular question, let me tell you, my dear students, there is a direct formula if you do not know about it, but still, I will just show you how it comes. So imagine if you have a thick disk, meaning some part of it has been removed. Now, I'll tell you what, observe it carefully. This is, let's say, R1, and let's say this is nothing but R2. The mass of the remaining disk is basically M. Now, usually for a normal complete disk, what is the formula? It will be M, the outer radius, which will be R2 square by 2. If it was a ring, then what will happen? Then it will be just M. The inner radius will be the outer radius. I mean, the disk thickness will become very less. So it will just be mr square. That is because R1 will be equal to R2. And here what will happen is R1 will be 0. That's it. The inner radius will be 0. Then it becomes a complete disk. If R1 equals R2, it will become a thin ring. Is that right? Now check out of these options, which of the options gives you the correct answer? Which of these following options gives you the correct answer? Check this out. If I make it like a ring, that means R1 equals to R2, the answer comes out to be 0. So option A gets eliminated. Do you understand it? I'm not getting the formula for a ring. If this was the answer, inner radius, outer radius, is that right? Okay, if you are getting confused between R2 and R1, no issues. I will just make it look like this. Let's say the inner radius is just R. Okay, just ignore that R1, and the outer radius is just capital R. Then for a normal disk, it would be m r square by 2, and that is because small r will be 0. And for a ring, it will just be mr square because small r will be capital R. So this is eliminated because if you put r equals to r, then you are not getting this as the answer. This most likely can be the answer because if you put r is equal to r, so r square plus r square, 2r square, 2 cancels, I will get mr square. If I put r is equal to 0, then it will become mr square by 2. So this is a possible contender which can be the correct answer. How about this? If I put small r is equal to capital R, this will be r raised to 4, 2r raised to 4. This will be 2. So it will become mr square by 2 again. No, this is not the correct answer. Here, if I put r is equal to r, it will become 0. So this is also out. So the only correct option possible is B. Only correct option is B. Why was C eliminated? Observe. This will become r square plus r square. This will become r raised to 4 plus r raised to 4. So 2 times r raised to 4, 2 times r square. 2 cancels. R square will remain. So mr square by 2. But it should be just mr square. So that is out of the question. So the correct answer is mr square plus r square by 2. So for such disks, right, the moment of inertia formula is nothing but half m r square plus r square, not minus. Lot of people made this mistake in the exam. They thought this should be minus because you're taking away something. Yeah, when you solve the problem, it does not come out as minus, it comes out as plus. Okay, is this absolutely clear, everyone? Yep, B for banana. B for banana is the right answer. Correct. So keep this in mind. Very good, guys. Let's move to the next question on your screen. There is an object which is thrown at 20 meters per second, making 45 degrees. The equation of trajectory is this. where h is the height, x is the horizontal distance, a and b are some constants. What is the ratio of a's to b? What is the ratio of a's to b? So remember the equation of trajectory, which was like y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square divided by 2 u square cos square theta. So comparing just directly, you can get things like a is multiplied with x, so that is nothing but tan theta. So a is nothing but just tan of theta. And what is b? B is just multiplied with x square without the minus sign. So it should be g by 2 u square cos square theta. So obviously a divided by b will be this by this. So tan theta, which is nothing but sine theta by cos theta, that's tan theta, by b. B is nothing but g, and this thing goes on the top. So 2 u square cos square theta. Perfecto. So cos gets cancelled. So I'm left with 2 u square sine theta cos theta, the whole thing divided by g. Is that right? That is what they have asked now. What is the ratio of A's to B? Just substitute everything, my dear students. What is the initial speed? It is basically 20. Sine theta, sine of what is it? Is it given? Making an angle of 45 degree. Yeah. So it is 1 by root 2. Cos 45 is also 1 by root 2. The whole thing divided by g, which is nothing but 10. 10 goes with 22 times. 2 and root 2 will cancel. So it will just become 2. Have you made a mistake somewhere? U square. Oh, sorry, that was U square. So one more 20 is there. Sorry, one more 20 is there. So 2 into 20, which is nothing but 40. So 40 is to 1 should be the answer. Yeah, 40 is to 1. Yep, that is the correct answer. D for doctor. Very good. Excellent, my dear students. Perfecto. Shall we go ahead to the next one coming up on your screen? Consider an electron in the nth orbit of a hydrogen atom in the Bohr model. The circumference of the orbit can be expressed in terms of de Broglie wavelength as. Okay, so if you draw the nth orbit of Bohr, then it has some de Broglie wavelength like this, which fits in that particular orbit perfectly, such that the n times of lambda always becomes 2 pi r, which is the circumference. So the circumference, this is basically the circumference 2 pi r is n times of lambda. It's none of the other things. Yes, it is B option again. Yes, B for banana. Thank you, Shaurya. Thank you so much. And means a lot when you guys say it. And hopefully we'll meet very soon. Oh, by the way, we'll be meeting in Chennai. I don't know whether you have seen the community post already. Yeah, we are going to meet for career counseling, like after your NEET exam. This is for both NEET 2026 students as well as NEET 2025 students. Okay, so it's basically, as you can see, NEET 2026 and the passing out students as well. Okay, so it's on 11th May in Chennai. Okay, in the Vedantu Learning Center itself. You can chill out over there. We'll have fun, and especially when exams will be over, it will be even more pleasant, especially off the load. But if you still have that tension of what to do, sir, can I take a drop? Not, we'll still meet. Okay, don't worry. 18th May in Hyderabad. So how many of you are from Chennai and Hyderabad and you can come on 11th and 18th of May? Please let us know and please start registering right away, right now. The link is there over here in the community post itself with your name and your grade or your preferred location. Yeah. Yes. This is mainly for 11th moving 12th or students who are taking a drop or students who have just exited from NEET 2025 student. Yeah, right now. Perfect. Exactly. Oh, thank you so much, Pranod. Would love to see you. Very good. Yes. Great. Great. This model questions, yes, definitely. Okay, moving on to the next question on your screen. An open pipe is in resonance with the second harmonic of the tuning fork of frequency F1. Now it's closed at one end. The frequency of the tuning fork increased slowly from F1. Again, a resonance is obtained with the frequency of F2. In this case, the pipe vibrates in the nth harmonic. Okay, so open pipe. So if a pipe is open like this on both the sides, the frequency in general will be NV by 2L, but it is mentioned second harmonic. So this value of N will be 2. So 2 cancels, it will just become V by L. So F1 is nothing but V by L. Now what you are doing is, you're taking that same pipe and I think now other end is closed. So you are closing the other end. So the new frequency will be odd times, yeah, I think it is closed at one end. So it will be odd times V by 4L. So if the frequency of the tuning fork is increased now slowly from F1, then again a resonance, if the frequency of the tuning fork is now increased slowly from F1, then again a resonance is obtained at F2. Okay, so this particular thing, odd by 4, what is V by L? As you can see over here, what is V by L? This number is nothing but F1. This is nothing but F1. So this is nothing but your F2. So F2 is nothing but your odd times your F1 divided by particularly the number 4. Yes. Now, what is that odd number going to be? Just think about it. What is that odd number going to be? So, if you are starting from the frequency F1, if you are starting from the frequency F1, the first time you will resonate, so think about it, think about it, think about it. Just above F1, just above F1, what is that value? When that odd number will be basically 5. Because if you start from the number 3, if you start from the number 3, then your F2 will be less than F1. See, let me put all the odd numbers over here and let me put the comparison. Odd number 1, odd number 3, odd number 5, odd number 7. If the odd number is 1, then F2 will become 3 by 4. Sorry, F2 will become F1 by 4. Here F2 will become 3 F1 by 4. Here it will become 5 F1 by 4. Here it will become 7 F1 by 4. Now observe carefully, it is clearly mentioned if the frequency of the tuning fork is increased from F1. So the lowest frequency is F1. After F1 you are increasing. So these two frequencies, as you can see here, F2 is less than F1. So F1 will be somewhere over here in between, and slowly you are increasing, and when you get resonance, this is what it would be. So you are slowly increasing it from F1, and first time you will get 1.25 F1 at this particular location. So that is why that odd number will be 5. So the harmonic will be the fifth harmonic, if I'm not wrong. Yes, N will be 5 and F2 will be 5 by 4 F1. Is this understood, my dear students? Why we are ignoring 1 and 3? So to start minimum from F1, slowly go up. Cool? Clear? Everybody? Shall we go ahead to the next question on your screen? A ball rolls off the edge from a table 4 meters high. It strikes the floor at a point 5 meters horizontally away from the edge of the table. Then what is the speed the instant it left that particular table? Okay, so this is horizontal projectile basically. So this ball goes like this, it hits over here, and we all know range is horizontal speed root of 2h divided by g. So range 5 meters. Okay, speed we don't know. Height 4, G 10, I believe. I think it's not given. Okay, so we'll take it as 10. So we have to find U. So U will be equal to 5 root of 10 divided by 2. 4 is 8. So divided by 2 is 5. Divided by 2 is 4. So this will become 5 root 5 divided by root 4 is nothing but 2. Now root 5, you can take it, root 5, you can take it as 2.2 or something like that. So 2.2 or 2.3. So 2.5, 2.5, just check it out close enough to, this will be 5 point something. It will be basically 5 point something. So 5 point something is only there in option C. Yeah, that is the right answer. Perfect. I mean, you don't have to sit and calculate it exactly. So see, I'll tell you how I did that. Because if it is 2 point something, this 2 and this 2 will cancel. So I'm left with 5. So this point is there. So it will be slightly more than 5. That's the logic I used. Is that right? Capto AIMS questions important for NEET. By the way, do you know what just happened in J? NT has gone mad now. Yeah, completely full on. They don't care. Bonus, not bonus. Marks are wrong. Students saw some other question in the exam. In the answer sheet, it is something else. In the response sheet, it is something else. Students have marked B, but the computer recorded it as C. And there is no proof now. You cannot say that I marked C. Who is going to believe you if you say no, I marked C? NTI say, no, you marked B. Student is crying, and it's not one student or two students, hundreds of students. If I show you the comments now, you will cry. You have not seen, na? That's why you are talking all these things. Just go to the JEE channel and you see what has just happened. Last year NEET 2024, this year JEE 2025. Yeah, the discrepancies are there. You just see the comments over here, then you will start crying. Yeah, there are, I don't know, what, 799 comments. Justice, percentile, we scored more marks, percentiles are wrong. See this, you see the comments, it is very, very bad. As a teacher, I feel very bad. Yeah, as a parent, as a student, I don't know what might be going on all the students. So you cannot say that the question papers will be as simple as 2020 to 2024 era. No, maybe, maybe not. Physics can be hard, and CBSE paper was hard for physics. Yeah, and NTA, CBSE, they are all cousin brothers and sisters. So understand that. And J physics was hard. Chemistry was also way little bit higher than the usual level. So expect some good questions, and you need to be prepared. See, if it is easy, that is good. But again, if it is easy, I feel they will avoid the rank inflation. Understand the mentality. So please be prepared for tough questions. Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Okay. Great, great, great. Right. Shall we go ahead to the next question coming up on your screen? Okay. Here it is. What is it? The speed of the uniform spherical shell after rolling down an inclined plane of vertical height is how much? Speed of a spherical shell when it comes down from vertical height h. Okay, so this is your sphere. It is coming down like this. This is basically your height h. So all you can say is the gravitational potential energy went into translational plus rotational kinetic energy. So mgh is nothing but half mv square plus half I, which is 2, what is it, shell, right? So 2 by 3 mr square, but omega will be v by r. Omega will be v by r. So omega, I will put it as v by r because it is rolling. So you can say cancels from everywhere. So I'm left with v square by 2 over here plus 2 cancels, or just leave it as it is, or whatever. Okay, we'll put 1 by 3, and then we have m, which was anyways cancelled, rr cancelled. So this is v square. Okay, so we just ended up cancelling mass from here, and r square and this r square also got cancelled. Okay, so this will become LCM is 6, this will become 3 plus 2, this will be v square, this will be 5 by 6 so v square, this will be gh. So therefore v square will be 6 by 5 gh. So v will be root of 6 gh divided by 5. Root of 6 gh divided by 5 is B option. Yep, perfecto. Excellent, excellent, perfecto. Shall we go ahead to the next question coming up on your screen? The car sometimes overturns while taking a turn. When it overturns, then the correct statement is. So imagine this is that particular road. Oh, I just killed a mosquito. It was on my board. Oops. Okay, now what is it? Yeah, this particular car is going like this. So when it goes, what will happen? It will topple, and when it topples, it usually topples like this. It usually topples like this. So this is the inner wheel, this is the outer wheel. So which wheel will leave first? Which wheel will leave first? The inner wheel will leave first. It will topple like this. Yes, it will pivot about this particular outer edge, and the inner wheel will leave the ground surface first. So D option is the right answer. Perfect. Is that right? Perfect. Awesome, awesome, my dear students. Yep, perfect. Let's go on to the next question coming up on your screen. A ray of light is incident at an angle I on one of the face of the prism and emerges normally from the opposite face. If the refractive index of the prism is mu, then the angle of incidence is nearly equal to. Okay, good geometrical question, guys. Good geometrical question. So see what is happening. The ray is emerging normally from the opposite face. So that means it is going like this. That is what has just happened. Okay. And the ray will enter from here, maybe like this. Okay. Let me also show the normal over here. Okay. Now think about it. This is basically the incidence angle. this is 90 degree, it is going like this and it is coming out. Obviously, the angle of prism will be right over here. Is that right? Okay, now think about it. Meanwhile, just let me check with Diksha ma'am if she is ready, because I'll be done within few more questions. Hmm. Okay. Now what to do, guys? Now what to do? Yeah. See, if this is A, this is 90 degree, how much will this particular angle be in that particular triangle? It will be obviously 90 minus A, because it is the complementary of it. And we all know that this is a normal. So this is basically 90 degrees. So obviously, then this particular angle will be A. Now we can say that using Snell's law, that sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of refraction is refractive index. So refractive index is mu. This is nothing but sine of I. Refracted angle is basically A, and I think A is assumed to be very small. If all the angles are small, then sine of I, sine of A is A. So this will be an approximate result. So angle of incidence will be mu times of A. How did I get it? From small angle approximation. Small angle approximation, which says that your sine of I is roughly tan of I, which is basically I, and cos of I will be basically 1 approximately if I is very, very small. So mu times of A is the right answer. Mu times of A. Many people made mistakes in this also. We have seen that again and again. Moving on to the next one coming up on your screen, guys. 1 mole of an ideal monoatomic gas is made to go through the cycle ABCA as shown in the figure. If you denote the internal energy, then choose the wrong option. Okay, then choose the wrong option. Choose the wrong option. Okay. Well. I can say the isotherms will be looking something like this. Like this will be a cold isotherm, then slightly hot will be like this, and even hotter will be like this. This is going to be hot, this is going to be relatively cooler. Okay, this is somewhere in the middle. This is how the isotherms will be. As you increase the temperature, the isotherms shift on the upper side. So C will have the highest temperature, highest energy, B in between, A will be the lowest. So A option definitely is the right answer. A is definitely the right answer, but we have to choose the wrong answer. UC minus UB, UC minus UB, UC minus UB. Just check that out. If I do UC minus UB, it is nothing but NCV delta T, which is N, which kind of gas it is? Monoatomic. N is basically 1. CV is nothing but 3R by 2 delta T. Okay, even if you want to keep N, it's perfectly fine. I'll tell you why. Keep it as 3 by 2 and leave it as NR delta T. So you will see NR delta T is nothing but P delta V, or basically, if volume is constant, then it will be V delta P. Yeah, NR delta T will be either P delta V or V delta P, one of them, depending on who is constant. Here, volume is constant. So what is that volume which is constant? It is nothing but 2 V naught. Change in the pressure, 2 P naught minus P naught, 2 P naught minus P naught, which is just P naught. 2 cancels, so it will become 3 P naught V naught. So it will become 3 P naught V naught, which I can also, if you want, write it as, I can write it as 3 times PV is equal to nRT. N is 1, R is R, T is nothing but T naught. So it will be 3R T naught, which is definitely matching over here. Which is definitely matching over here. Similarly, try for UC minus UA and UB minus UA. One of them will be wrong. One of them will be definitely wrong. So maybe you can try it for, let's say, UC minus UA also. That is also perfectly fine. So same thing, or maybe this also, because this is pressure is constant. So UB minus UA is very simple. It will be just like this, 3 by 2, but it will be P delta V. So 3 by 2, pressure is constant, which is P naught. Delta V will be 2 V naught minus V naught, which is just V naught. So it will be 3 by 2 times of P naught V naught, which is 3 by 2. N is 1, R is R, and T is T naught. So 3 by 2 R T naught. So that is also going to be correct. That means the only wrong option will be this. It will be something else. Yep. So C option is the incorrect option. C option is the incorrect option. Is that right, everyone? Perfecto. Let's go ahead. Current in the circuit will be, current in this particular circuit will be how much? Come on. Think about it. What is the current in this particular circuit going to be? This is a battery. This is the positive terminal. So it will supply current like this. It will go like this. It can also go through this diode in the forward biased mode. It will come like this and come over here. But the current won't be able to enter this branch of the circuit because this diode is in the reverse bias. Whereas this diode is in the forward bias, and in the forward bias, an ideal diode has no voltage drop. Okay, so in the forward bias, an ideal diode has no voltage drop. So easily we can find the current as the net voltage by the net resistance. The net voltage is just 5 volts. The resistance is basically 20 plus 30, I believe. So 5 by 50, which is nothing but 1 by 10, which is nothing but 0.1. Or yeah, I think the examiner was lazy to do the calculations. 5 by 50, that's it. B option. Yeah, he did not even cancel it. I don't know why. So yes, 5 by 50 is the right answer. Very good. Oh, that was the last question. It's time for Diksha ma'am to join in. And by the way, let me tell you right now, yes, we'll be not only meeting you guys very soon in Chennai, but also as you're watching this particular video, Diksha ma'am will tell you about something very interesting regarding the NEETpedia and the question PDFs which are available. But very important, guys, right now, all India mock tests are live, and these are real world simulations which will give you an idea of your ranking. And based on the current scenarios, thousands of students are already giving it. It's absolutely free of cost. Just go ahead and try it out. Yes, so many mock tests are there for just practice with answers. Just start solving with the based on the current NTA patterns. Okay, and also the NEET Champions test series is there. Okay, so this particular test series is also absolutely free of cost with high quality predictable questions, and you can give it at your own sweet time, but do the performance analysis which is going to be there, at the end of it. There are easy tests, there are moderate tests, and there are difficult tests. It's completely up to you. If you want to be a topper, go with this. If you want to just gain confidence, achievers tire. If you want to perform little bit better, improve your scores, go to the mid-level kind of question. So this is something which you should definitely try it out. The links are there in the description box of the video. Is that right? Okay. And anybody wants to visit any of the offline centers, the links are over here. Anytime, sir, I have a doubt, I have this. Feel free. Just say I am from Shreyas sir's YouTube channel. Okay. Say you are in Hyderabad or Vijayawada or Tirupati or Warangal or Adilabad or Vizag or Madurai or Chennai or Trichy or Coimbatore. So any of these centers, just say, sir, I'm from the Vedantu NEET English channel. Oh, sir, I have, certain things. Teachers are very helpful. Just go there. Okay. Don't say that. Don't think, oh, sir, I'm not enrolled in any course. Just feel free to visit any of the centers. If you have any juniors who want to take guidance and, want to take coaching, all the center links are there right over here. So if you are from Trichy, so just you can go over here. This is our Trichy center. You can see everything, the address, location, everything is there. Cool. So it's time for Diksha ma'am to join in. All the very best. See you very soon.
Hello. Hello, students. So it's time for chemistry, everybody. It's time for chemistry. Gopika ma'am is not well. So that's why she was not able to take the class, right? But don't worry about that, right? She'll be back soon, right? And okay, so let us start the class for chemistry section, right? That is uh, silly mistakes that students do, right? So talking about someone of you right? So many students out of you, they know chemistry. Specifically, I talk about chemistry, right? Chemistry questions in NEET exam are not tough. You can't say, oh my God, man, what different level of question they have asked. No, the questions are quite simple, easy, moderate. One or two questions can be tough, right? Otherwise, it's not a complicated paper for chemistry, right? Now, but there are some silly mistakes that students do in their exam. Talking about silly mistakes, first you tell me one thing. How many of you do this mistake like daily? Like I do this on daily basis. If I go somewhere, it says pull, I'll push it. If it says push, I'll pull it. Right? It's a general mistake that we all do. Right? So that's how our brain tricks us. Right? So same way in the questions also, there are some mistakes that most of you will be doing. Right? In your mock test also, you will be observing. One more thing is, you know, right now when you're giving the mock test, you are sitting in your own environment, have a AC on, right? Totally chaos-free environment you are sitting in. But in the exam, it is not it is not going to be a chaos-free environment. It is going to be that environment where you will not have any AC. There will be little fan, too much like hot will be there. The environment is very hot right now, right? So after 10 days also, you will feel, you will sweat in the exam hall. Moreover, you'll have that panic mode on. Oh my God, I have to do these many questions. This is my last chance. I have to click it. And there will be examiner who will be asking you for signs again and again. Now, in all these situations, high chances are the questions that you're supposed to make right? The questions that are doable, the questions that you know that you can easily crack, you'll be doing mistake in those questions as well, right? To save you from that, we have conducted this session. You have done biology part, you have done physics part. Now we will see some questions where in chemistry you can go wrong. So different collections I have picked up for you. Some questions are directly related to unit conversion, or you can say match the following incorrect option, and some questions are formula based, right? In some formulas, how application of that formula you can do wrong. Okay, so one by one we are going to see all those questions. So everybody fill this chat box with green hearts and let us start the class. Okay, let us start the class. The first thing that we have here is the molarity of HNO3. The question is the molarity of HNO3 in a sample which has density 1.4 gram per milliliter and mass percentage 63% is, right? So they have given you mass percentage, they have given you molarity of HNO3 in a sample which has density this, right? Molarity you have to calculate. Now, whenever they ask you question related to molarity or molality, remember one thing. Molarity is number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution. That too in liter. If you say this is in milliliter, it will be multiplied by 1000. Okay. Then talking about molality, that is number of moles of solute, mass of, or you can say mass of solvent, and that too in kilograms. Okay, this mass should be in kilograms. Okay, mass of solvent should be in kilograms. This is in grams. This will be multiplied by 1000. Okay, first mistake that you can do in your exam regarding this conversion, here it is liter and here it is kilogram. That is very important to note down, right? Now talking about this conversion here, directly what you will apply here, 1000 gram of solution is in 1 mole of HNO3, right? Okay, 100 gram, right? We know that what is the molar mass, okay? Molecular weight of HNO3 is 63. They have given you mass percentage is 63%. The molarity of HNO3 in sample of density 1.4 is this, right? So directly 100 gram of solution, right, is 1 mole of HNO3, right? So we can say if we write the 100 divided by 1.4, right, that is going to be, wait a minute, yes, density. Now if you see, density is equals to mass by volume, right? Okay, so volume is equals to mass by density, right? We need to calculate the volume here, right? So for that we'll divide mass divided by density, right? So mass is 100, density is 1.4, and here you can have your volume, right? Volume you will put here, right? Volume you will know what is the value of molarity. Molarity is number of moles of solution volume, that too, if this is in milliliters, then this will be multiplied by 1000 here. Number of moles, right, you have taken to be, we have assumed it to be 1. Okay, we have assumed the number of moles to be 1. Okay, so let's say number of, because mass percentage is given to be 63. Mass percentage, simple thing is, students, that if 63 is given to us, we can say that weight of solute is 63, weight of solvent is 100 grams, right? From there, if you calculate the number of moles of solute, that will be 63 divided by 63, that is 1. If you calculate the weight of the solution, that is going to be weight of the solvent, that is 100 gram. Okay, so putting it here, weight of the solution, right, this is the weight of the solution, that is 100, volume is density, that is 1.4, right? Wait a minute, and here you will have, that is 100 divided by 1.4 as your volume, right? That is density by mass. Mass is given to you, density is given to you, from directly you can answer this, right? Volume you will put here in milliliters, right? Number of moles is calculated to be 1. You will put all these and you will get your answer here. Important part to note down here is the density. If you see the density, it is in gram per milliliter, right? That means the volume is also going to be in milliliter. So you have to multiply it by 1000 here, right? You can't just directly write N2 by volume. No, if this is in milliliter, then this will be multiplied by 1000. One mistake that students make in molality and molarity kind of questions, okay, right? Next is a very, very famous mistake, right? That is application of Nernst equation, right? So if you talk about the application of Nernst equation, there are 3-4 things that you need to know about Nernst equation. First is, let's say here what is given to us, they have given us an equation here, right? What we need to understand, which is cathode, which is anode, okay? That is the first part. Then E naught potentials are given to you. 2-3 mistakes I'll tell you in this that you can make, right? First is calculate what is cathode, what is anode here. For that, you might take it wrong. For that, you should know that this is cell representation, this is A, this is C. Always it is going to be A, C, that is anode and then cathode. So this is your anode part, this is your cathode part. That means E naught cell is going to be E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. Cathode is PB, so you will put here PB. That means here it is going to be E naught of PB and here it is going to be E naught of tin, right? Now you have to put reduction potentials here. Both of them should be reduction potential. That is the second mistake that you can do, right? So here if you see, here oxidation number is decreasing. That means it is reduction potential when oxidation number is decreasing. Here also oxidation number is decreasing. That means both of them reduction potentials are given to you. So directly you can put these values here. E naught of PB is nothing but it is minus 0.13. This is minus of, this is minus 0.14, and that's how you can solve your answer here, right? Okay, next part is, while solving the ratio here, while solving the ratio of this, you have to take the anti-log, okay? You have to take the anti-log. For that, you need to apply the Nernst equation. Let us see. Nernst equation, till here you have solved it. Till here, 2 mistakes are possible. Biggest mistake is putting oxidation potential here. Again and again, reduction potential you will put. For reduction potential, oxidation number will decrease. Doesn't matter. You will take reduction potential of cathode also. For anode also, you will take the reduction potential, right? Now, they are asking you for an electrochemical cell that attains equilibrium. At equilibrium, what happens? E cell is equals to 0, right? That is also the important part. At equilibrium, E cell is 0, delta G is equals to 0. So these things you should know here. E cell is equals to 0. This is Nernst equation is E cell is equals to E naught cell minus of 0.06 divided by n factor, and this is natural log, or you can say directly log of product divided by reactants. Now 2 mistakes here that you can do. Number of electrons gained and lost, right? So in one question only, at every step I am telling you, be careful here, right? So number of electron lost and gained here should be, if you see this, Sn is getting converted to Sn2 positive, Pb2 positive is getting converted to Pb here. Here number of electrons are lost, that is 2 electron. Here number of electrons are gained, that is 2 electrons. So n is equals to 2. Right? This is one kind of question. Now here we got n is equals to 2. What if you have A is getting converted to A2 positive and B3 positive is getting converted to B? This is one example that I am taking here. Here n is equals to number of electron, we know that are lost is, number of electron that are lost is 2. Here number of electron gained are 3. Okay. So to make it equal, you have to multiply it by 3. You have to multiply it by 2. Then your n factor will be equals to 6. Right? Okay. So in Nernst equation, number of electrons gained and lost should be equal to each other. Third mistake that you can do in this question. So every step is important for you. Right? Then, ma'am, what we have to take in log this by this, that will always be oxidation by reduction. Okay, simple trick is oxidation by reduction. Students also get confused, right? That, ma'am, log this by this, which should I take? So, first thing is you should make a proper reaction here, right? If you see the reaction here, the reaction will be, okay, Sn is getting converted to Sn2 positive, right? And Pb is getting, Pb2 positive is getting converted to Pb. You can also write one more thing here, that is product divided by reactants. Okay, so product, we know that this will have, solid has 0 concentration. This you will take product. Reactant is this will have 1 unit concentration. Solids have unit concentration. Pure solids and liquids, so that is not applicable here, right? So this is Sn2 positive divided by Pb2 positive. One thing, you can make a reaction, then do product divided by reactants, right? Other thing is, directly you see, this is the oxidation part, this is the reduction part. So this is oxidation by reduction. Whatever suits you, you can do that way. Okay, whatever suits you. I have given you 2 ways of doing this. I prefer making firstly reaction and then product by reactants. Okay, reason being, sometimes they have given hydrogen, sometimes they have given H positive also. So in that case, this way will be better for you, right? So here you can just put these values and nothing. After this, you just have to take the log, anti-log here, and then you will get your answer here, right? Is that correct? Is that correct, everybody? Next is, third kind of question is, according to Arrhenius equation. Now this is a graphical based question. Okay, this is a graphical based question from chemistry. Now in graphical based question, how to solve this? I have picked up 2 graphical based questions for you. See, according to Arrhenius, graph of this versus this, right? For this, for all the students who are very weak in math, right? This is for you, right? Always this versus this means this is always y versus x. Y versus x. Whatever is given to you, y versus x. So that means here in this graph, it is going to be y, that is log 10 of k divided by 1 by t. Okay, divided by 1 by t. Now we know that what is exactly we have. Wait a minute, Arrhenius equation they are asking you, right? So k is equals to a e raised to power minus ea by rt. Isn't it? This is the Arrhenius equation. They have given you this in log, not in natural log. Okay, they have given you this in log, right? So what I'll do here, simply, this will be ln of k is equals to ln of a minus ea by rt, right? Okay, then I have to convert it into log base 10. So what I'll do, this will be multiplied by, this will be log base 10 of k. This will be log base 10 of a. This is minus ea by 2.303 rt. Okay, because this will be multiplied by, when you convert this into log base 10, this will be multiplied by 2.303. So you have to make it, you divide it by 2.303, you will get this equation, right? Now you make, this is y, and this part is x, 1 by x. This part is x, right? So this is y is equals to mx plus c. C is the intercept. So that means this slope is a negative slope, right? Which is minus EA by 2.303 R. That is the slope, that is M, right? And intercept is C. So intercept is going to be log of A, right? That's how you will answer minus EA by 2.303 R. So answer is going to be A is the correct answer. Okay, so you need to be very careful that they have given you natural log here or they have given you log base 10. What if they have given you natural log here, ln of k 1 by t? Then the answer would be minus e by r. Then the answer would have been minus e by r, right? So that depends that whatever they have given you natural log or they have given you log base 10, right? Okay. Next question is these kind of questions from organic chemistry where they have given you reactant, they will not give you, they will give you hints regarding that, right? So these kind of questions where reactant is not given but the hints are given. Let's see how to solve these kind of questions. Okay, so here is a hydrocarbon. How to solve this? Okay, first you go through the options. Go through the options. You are clear that they are asking you the hydrocarbon this, and you know that here you must have a triple bond, right? Okay, yes, because in all the options there is triple bond given to you, right? So a hydrocarbon this on reaction with H2 in presence of enlarged catalyst yield X. In presence of enlarged catalyst, alkyne will give you alkene. That means this is going to be alkene. Okay, and that is going to be cis alkene because Lindlar's catalyst will give you cis alkene, right? Okay. On reductive ozonolysis, X gives a mixture of two aldehydes Y and Z, right? We know that whenever you have alkene, it will break, it will give you double bond O, right? So it will give you reductive ozonolysis two aldehyde X and Y and Z, out of which Y can give iodoform test. That means Y can be something like this. Y can be something like this, which has a methyl group, right? The structure of hydrocarbon this. Okay. So here simple way to do this is, it is possible. This is possible because here when it is converted to alkene, when you break this bond, it will be CH3, C double bond O. That means iodoform test is possible in this case. Let's see if in any other case it is possible. Here it will give you double bond O, in which iodoform test is not possible. Here it will give you double bond O, in which iodoform test is again not possible. This will be C double bond O. This will be C, then you will have CH3, then you will have CH3. But you need to have the carbonyl carbon should be connected to the methyl group. So this is also not possible, right? Here use the elimination method, right? Here if you break this into double bond, then break this double bond, this will be double bond O, this will be double bond O, right? So this will be double bond O. Again, you don't have anything like this. Iodoform test in case of ketones or in case of aldehyde, you should have double bond O, then you should have methyl group attached to it. That you can't see over here also. If you break this thing here, here I can see this is double bond O, this is CH3. That means these two possibilities I have, right? On reductive, it gives a mixture of two aldehydes, Y and Z, out of which Y can give iodoform test the structure of this. Now you have to see whether these two possibilities we have, right? Okay, these two possibilities we have, right? Now you have to see which of the following presence of Lindlar's catalyst. Okay, right. This will give you C, but here if you break this bond, this will be double bond O, this will be C double bond O, this is CH3, no. C double bond O, then you will have C, then you will have CH3, then you will have CH3, then you will have CH3. Let's see if we can match the molecular formula here. How much this has? Let us see that. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 into 3, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it is 12 only. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is C6. So that is not possible, right? Okay. So that is not possible. So here you can know that B is the correct answer, right? So whenever these kind of questions are given to you, what you have to do? Firstly, try to eliminate the options, right? Your answer will be according to the options, right? You don't have to see this, okay, which this will be, I'll do hit and trial. No, you have to identify this from the options and eliminate, then answer the questions, okay? That will be a better way of solving this. Otherwise, you will get the wrong answer, right? Okay. Next is HCF6. Now here what you will see, the molecular formula in hybridization, I'll tell you in chemical bonding how students do mistakes. FeX6 on complete hydrolysis yield X. Some X is given to you. Write the molecular formula of X and its shape respectively are. So firstly, you should know this chemical formula. What is this chemical reaction? So this on hydrolysis will give you XCO3. Right? Now talking about XCO3, ma'am, how will we solve this? So in XCO3, very important thing is one biggest mistake, right? We skip that. Here you have xenon, right? Oxygen always form double bond, okay? So here one thing is you will take a random structure, double bond, double bond, double bond. Oxygen always form double bonds, okay? So in its neutral state. We know that xenon, we know that it is belonging to group number 18. So it has 8 outermost electron. Now, how many bond pair it is forming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you will subtract 6 here. You will have 1, 2 electrons. That means you will have 1 lone pair, right? But when you are calculating sigma plus lone pair, in that case, 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma. Don't calculate 6 bond pairs. It is 3 sigma. Sometimes students what do? Okay, 6. This is 6 plus 1 lone pair, it is 7. No, that is wrong. It is having how many sigma? It is having 3 sigma plus 1 lone pair, that is 4. That means it is sp3 hybridization, right? Next problem. Next problem. Here they have asked you shape. They have not asked you the geometry, right? In case of geometry, you include lone pair and bond pair. In case of shape, you only include the bond pair, ignore the lone pairs here, okay? You have to ignore the lone pairs, very, very important, right? So what you will do here, the shape is going to be, we know that in tetrahedral, it's something like this. This is tetrahedral. So it is having 3 bond pairs. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1 lone pair. That is a pyramidal shape. That is a trigonal pyramidal or directly pyramidal shape. Geometry. If they have asked you geometry, then geometry will be tetrahedral here. Because they have asked you shape, so answer will be pyramidal here. Right? What if they ask you here geometry, then answer would have been, that is not given here. Right? Then answer would have been this simple. Right? Okay. Trigonal planar, no. Sometimes what students feel that, ma'am, this is also trigonal planar. Is it trigonal planar? Not at all, right? Okay. Let me tell you what is trigonal planar. What is trigonal planar, students? What is trigonal planar? This is a trigonal planar shape. Okay, I'll just show you that shape here. Because you know, in trigonal planar and tetrahedral, there are so many confusions that you have, right? If you see this here, this is the tetrahedral, right? When you take out 1 lone pair, this is the pyramidal shape you have, and this is trigonal planar. To you in 2D, it may look like same. Ma'am, these are same. But in reality, if you see, it is little bulged out. Okay, so it is bulged out. So you can see over here, there is some space. But this is planar. This is in one plane, right? So that is why that is the difference. Okay, don't take trigonal planar here. Just by seeing the shape, okay, ma'am, this is triangle, this is plane. No, you have to consider the 3D here, right? Okay. Now, next one is, now this is a very, very frequently asked question, right, regarding KMNO4. Other things are simple here. Biggest mistake that students can make here is Ki. In acidic medium gives different, in alkaline medium it gives different product, right, with I negative. One it gives I2, other it gives iodate, that is IO3 negative. But the confusion is, ma'am, in acidic it gives iodate or in alkaline, it gives iodate. Anybody in the chat box? So in the acidic medium, it gives I2. In the alkaline medium, it gives iodate, that is IO3 negative, right? Very, very important. In acidic medium, it gives I2. In alkaline medium, it gives iodate. Very, very important question. Okay? Easily, even if you have gone through these questions so many times, even then you can get confused in the exam that what was acidic. So remember, acidic I2, acidic I2, acidic I2, acidic I2, that's it. Okay? Next question is, out of the following, now I have some sets of questions where the question part is not tricky, right? Till here, I was teaching you some questions, right? Where the question itself is very demanding. Now I'll teach you some questions where the question will be simple only. They will ask you incorrect, not, match the following, how you can get tricked over there, right? So out of the following set which does not contain isoelectronic species, does not contain. So here what you will do, you have this thing, right? Pair of isoelectronic species you have to see. Firstly, each of the pair you will see which are having isoelectronic, right? So, chalo, anything you can do here, isoelectronic they are asking you, right? So you can do anything here. So I'll choose from this place. This is 6 plus 6, 12 plus 2, that is 14. This is 14. This is also 6 plus this is 7 plus 1, that is again 40. So this is definitely isoelectronic. Right? Talking about these parts here, where you have CO3, CO3, and this is it. Okay. Now one by one we will solve this question. Now this is phosphorus, this is sulfur, and this is fluorine. Right? Here you have, if you see how simply you can answer this. Right? Okay. So we know that it is phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. Right? Okay. Phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. 15, 16, 17. This is the atomic number, isn't it? This is the atomic. You don't even need to calculate anything. Okay. So this is 15, this is 16, and this is 17. Here you are adding 3 electrons because O4 is common among them. The common thing you don't have to add. Don't add O4. Don't add O4. Don't add O4. Right? Plus 3, this is plus 2, this is plus 1, this is 18, this is 18, this is 18. So this is also isoelectronic. Right? Now among these two, definitely these two are going to be isoelectronic because that is in the option. Now we have to talk about sulfur and boron. Students, if you see, it is carbon, nitrogen, right? It will be like this. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, right? If you see, this is the same part. O3 is same, O3 is same, O3 is same. In boron, boron is the 5, this is 6, this is 7. You're adding 3 electrons, you're adding 2 electrons, you're adding 1 electron. That is, here it is 8, here it is 8, here it is 8. That means again, this is isoelectronic. The left part is third one. So that is the incorrect option. Does not contain isoelectronic, right? So you don't have to solve the full answer here, right? You can just ignore whatever is common, then see which are in the same, like in the same period, right? In the same period, which are next to each other, they will definitely be isoelectronic if there is different charges on it. Right? Okay, so directly you can answer this. Right? Next one is, now questions from orders. Okay? Now see this here, the correct order of basicity of the following. Right? Why I always tell my student to mark the important. If you have ever seen me doing the question, I always mark the important point here. Right? Basicity they are asking you. Right? Correct order they are asking you. Right? Okay. We know that basicity is directly proportional to electron donation. More donation, more is the basicity. So here you are withdrawing the electron, right? By minus M effect, by minus I effect. Here it is under resonance, right? Under resonance. This is, resonance is there, but also you are withdrawing the electron by this thing. Here you have no resonance. So no resonance means this is going to be maximum basic, right? Because maximum electron density will be there. So you see where C is maximum, this is cancelled, this is cancelled. That is how you solve these kind of questions. Okay. Firstly, just see which is maximum. Don't write the order. Again, I am telling you, whenever they have given you order based question, don't write the order. Just see which is maximum. Now you have to choose between these two things. So what you will do, this is taking out maximum electron. So this will be minimum here. So this will be B is minimum. So answer will be C is the correct answer. Okay. So firstly, try to eliminate the options in these kind of questions where you have order arrangement. Okay. In order arrangement, eliminate the question. Even in incorrect options, I told you, eliminate the options here. Right. Okay. Next part is, which of the following compound is least pK? Now, if you see this question only here, you might get confused. Okay. So here what is given to you? Least pKa value. Firstly, you should know that pKa value is inversely proportional to acidity. So they are asking you least pKa means maximum acidic. Write it there. You don't see least then pK. No. See what exactly they are trying to ask you. They're asking you maximum acidic here. Right? So maximum acidic will be, we know that if you have H positive donation can be maximum here. Right? Okay. Maximum acidic, can you think one thing? Because they are all amines. So can I write, that means they are asking you minimum basicity. Minimum basic. That means here they are asking you minimum basic, right? Okay. So minimum basic you have to find out. That means electron density. That means minimum electron density. This means they are asking you minimum electron density. That is right now pKa least. Okay, they are asking you least pK. Wait a minute. Least pK means maximum acidic. Maximum acidic means minimum basic. Minimum basic means minimum electron density here. So we can see that here also it is involved in the electron donation. Here also it is involved in the electron donation. Here also. Here also. Here this is not involved in the electron donation. This is involved in the electron donation. Moreover, you have electron withdrawing group here. Right? So definitely these two things are ruled out. This cannot be minimum. This has maximum basicity. Right? This, it is also donating but only to benzene ring. This is donating with electron withdrawing. This is donating with two things here. Right? So that is going to be the minimum basic here. Right? Okay. Wait a minute. I think they have asked you most basic. Beta, this will not be the correct answer. I think actually I framed it myself. So I'll just change it. Least pKa means maximum acidic, right? Means minimum basic. I should have written here maximum pK, right? Chalo, I have written least pK. Then according to least pK, the answer is going to be C is the correct answer. Okay, according to this, because in your previous year question they have asked question in a different format, but now I have framed it. I have to frame the questions, right? So that's why I have framed it in a different way, right? Which gives you two confusing things. One is least, other is pK. So least means maximum acidic, maximum acidic means minimum basic means you should have minimum electron density. That will be there in the C part. So C is the correct answer here, right? Okay. Next, for azimuthal quantum number, this also I have framed it a little bit. I have changed the language here. For azimuthal quantum number L is equals to 3, the maximum number of electrons in an orbital will be. Now, here, in hurry, what you can do? In hurry, what you can do? You'll be like, oh my God, okay, L is equals to 3. Okay, ma'am, L is equals to 3. Ma'am, we know that. Maximum number of electrons, ma'am, that will be 2. Ma'am, electrons will be 2 into 2L plus 1. That will be 2 into, this is 6 plus 1, ma'am, that is 14, ma'am. And also, ma'am, this means F orbital, it is 14. You will take D as the correct answer, which is going to be wrong one. Right? Okay, which is going to be wrong one. Now, this is a very simple question. Okay, the simple thing is that they have asked you maximum number of electrons in an orbital. an orbital, whether you like L is equals to 4, L is equals to 2, L is equals to 1. An orbital means they are asking you one room. You can have only 2 electrons. So answer will be 2 is the correct answer here. Okay, right? 2 is the correct answer here. That you have to be very, very, very careful about. Right? This kind of question they have asked in NEET PYQs. You can see that, right? This question is the silliest mistake that you can make, right? This is not even that much, a very good level of question. Very simple question this is, right? But they can ask you because in panic mode you can answer it incorrectly, right? In panic mode you can answer if they have written for azimuthal quantum number L is equals to the maximum number of electrons will be. If they don't write in an orbital, then the answer will be 14. But if they write in an orbital, then the answer will be different. If they write in all orbital, then also answer will be 14, right? So if they write in an orbital, right, which is, ma'am, English, ma'am, an means one, right? So you have to talk about one orbital here, right? Okay. Next question, let us see. Here, which of the following is not permissible? So now what they have asked you, not permissible. So whenever not part is there, see which of the following is permissible, right? So what you have to see in this case, first is that N should be greater than L. Okay, N should be greater than N. And if anywhere N and L are same, that is not possible. So N, L, N, L, N, L, N, L, they are all good, right? So if M is equals to M should be minus L2 plus L. So this is minus 3 2 plus 3. This is not possible because M should be minus 2 plus 2. And here you have minus 3. So this is the one that is not permissible here, right? They are asking you not permissible here, right? So answer will be B is the correct answer here. Next is, now this question you might find, oh my God, ma'am, this is a tough question now. But actually it's a very, very simple question, okay? Actually this is a very, very simple question based on first order reaction, okay? Based on first order reaction. So we know that K is equals to 2.303 divided by T. This is log base 10 because this is given in log. That is initial 80. You can write it as A naught divided by 80, right? Now here they are asking you this will be log of A naught. This will be log of A naught minus log of 80, right? So that means if I calculate this, this will be KT divided by 2.303. This is log of A naught minus log of AT. Now you have to see from here because first order is given to you. First thing is you should know the formula. Second thing is that if you see this is between log 80 and T, so you have to convert it according to that. This is Y and this is X, right? So Y should be over here. So you can write it as log of 80 equals to, this is log of A naught, Y is equals to mx, no? So this can be minus KT divided by 2.303 and this is plus of log A naught, right? Now you have to compare it, right? So when you compare it, this will be Y equals to, this is X and this is Y. So this is going to be Y is equals to mx plus C. Then your C intercept is this. This is C and this is M. This is M, right? This you have solved it so many times. Now if you see here, angle is given to you, right? Now this is a very important question, right? Very important question. Even knowing the question, you can do mistake here. Just one thing you need to know here, that slope is equals to tan theta, right? And tan theta, tan 135 degrees, right? Okay. Tan 135 degrees, student, what is that? What is that? That is equals to tan of, those who don't know trigonometry, tan of 185, this minus this, tan of 45 degrees 1. So tan of 180 minus 45 degree will be minus 1. Okay. If you have no idea regarding this, just remember tan of 135 is equals to minus 1. In the exam, I feel that in the exam for NEET aspirants, they will not expect that you should know the value of tan theta. I think they should give you in the bracket that what is the value of tan 135, right? Okay, so don't worry about that. This is for like those aspirants who have, like JEE aspirants who have mathematics as well, that they give you theta value, they don't give you tan theta value. But for JEE, for NEET aspirants, they will give you the value of theta that they should give you, because you don't have trigonometry in your syllabus, right? So here it is. Why is this? So slope you can easily calculate here. So slope is -1 and this is minus this. From here you can calculate the value of k, right? See, here they have given you the value of theta. To make the question simple for you, they can also give you the value of slope directly, that slope is equals to this. Then you have to equate it with the slope and then you calculate the value of k. That will be an easier question, right? So here it is, k you can calculate, put it over here in t half, right? You can get the value of t half, that is in minutes, right? Now units are important here. This is in minutes, this is in minutes, this is in minutes. So that means you will see the answer only in minutes, right? Now how you calculated this in minutes, right? Wait a minute, this is tan, yes. Okay, so when you put all this value, this will be in minutes and you put minutes only over here, then you will get time also in the minutes only, right? Okay, that's how you will get your answer for t half here, right? Next is what will be the product through SN1 reaction. Now, if you see this question here, what you will think? You will think, ma'am, this is a very tough question, ma'am. Ring expansion, ring contraction. Ring expansion, ring contraction is easy question, right? You think that it is difficult. I'll tell you how, right? You solve it when you will find it very easy. So if you see this here, or just remember one thing, you are actually, what you're doing, SN1 reaction. SN1, ma'am, what is SN1? In SN1, there is two steps. That means there is formation of carbocation, is it? There is formation of carbocation. Now what you have to think here, if there is formation of carbocation, then you have to make one carbocation here. That is CH2 positive. That is one carbocation here. Once you make this carbocation, now what you have to do? Ma'am, will there be ring expansion or contraction? So whenever you have positive charge outside, there will be ring expansion, okay? So this will be 1, this is 2 and this is 3. What you have to do? You just have to join 1 and 2 here. So I'll join 1 and 2 here, right? Okay, like this. And then I'll put positive charge on this third one, okay? Here I'll put the positive charge, okay? I think I have, if I should write here, I should not write it like this. Rather, I should write it like this. 1, 2, 3. So I'll join 1 and 3. I'll put positive charge on 2 and I'll get my answer. After this, you add OH and your answer will be, this is something pentagonal, and you add OH here, right? Okay, that is going to be your answer here, right? So you should know that you are going to do ring expansion. Otherwise, it's very simple questions based on ring expansion, right? You should know that, okay, there is, first point is you should know that there is formation of carbocation. Carbocation can either rearrange or ring expansion or ring expansion, compression, right? So if you see this here, if positive charge is outside, then there will be ring expansion, right? Ma'am, is there any concept of ring contraction also? Any question based on that? So here also, see, this is only possible if they write here SN2. Then the answer will not be this. Then because there will be not any carbocation formation, right? If this is SN2, then the answer would be same. That is this thing, right? Because it is SN1, there is formation of carbocation. So again, what you will do, because it is SN1, carbocation is there. So that means this kind of carbocation you will have here, right? This kind of carbocation. So whenever you have on the ring, the positive charge is there on the ring, then what you will do? You will do ring compression. So this is 1, 2, 3. So what you have to do here, this is ring. 1 and 3 will be joined. There will be positive charge on 2. That means here you will have, this is the propane ring, cyclopropane, and this is the positive charge here, where you will see your CH2OH, right? Okay, this thing will be there, right? Okay, very good. That is CH to OH, and then answer will be, this is the last one is the correct answer here. That is how carbocation rearrangement is very important for you. Usually students, what they do, they directly make carbocation, add OH negative. No, even in simple, when you don't have rings, you have to see whether it is tertiary is more stable than 2 degree, then 1 degree. I would say rather than this, follow Barhi. Rather than this, follow Barhi. When you don't have ring expansion contraction, but you have to rearrange the carbocation, follow Barhi. Sometimes because of back bonding, the carbocation is more stable. Sometimes because of aromaticity, the carbocation is more stable. So don't just see 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. That is the last. Hyperconjugation is last here. First you see back bonding, then aromaticity, then resonance, then hyperconjugation. Right? Based on that, you see the stability of carbocation, which is more stable here. Right? Okay, students? Next question is based on, so I have picked really, really interesting questions for you, right? Okay. So which of the following pairs of compounds is enantiomer? First thing is, ma'am, what is enantiomer? That is non-superimposable mirror image of each other. My hands are like, but if I impose it into each other, I see that they are not superimposed. They are not hiding each other. So firstly, different methods you can apply here. So this is make a POS. You can do it like this. Okay, you can place one plane over here and see whether it is symmetrical or non-symmetrical. Right? But I would rather advise you see that both of them. This is CH3, CH3. Now what you do? Place it over here. It is non-superimposable, but they are not even mirror images. They are not even mirror images. They are also not even mirror images. They are also not even mirror images. Right? So at least they should be mirror images of each other. These two are mirror images. But if you place it over here, if you roll it and even then you place it, see, whenever you are talking about the placements, okay, you have to rotate it. You rotate it, what you will get? You rotate it. See, if I directly superimpose, it is non-superimposable. Right? Now I will do one more thing. I will try to rotate it. If I rotate it, again it is OH will be here. If I rotate it like this, OH will be here, H will be here. So it is the same thing that I am getting. Right? So if I superimpose this thing, this is also non-superimposable. Now, if I rotate it like this, if I rotate it like this, okay? If I rotate it like this, flip it. One rotation I am doing like this, okay? Like you have, this is the pole. Now, when you rotate it like this, okay? This rotation I am doing, right? The camera was upwards, now the camera is downwards. What if you have camera both sides? Then it will be symmetrical, right? Now, one rotation is like this. One rotation is like this. Okay, so why I'm asking you, see the answer will be C only, but still I'm telling you again and again, you have to rotate it. Sometimes with the rotation, it becomes superimposable. So you have to see whether with the rotation also it is non-superimposable. So when you rotate it, this will be, this is H, this is OH, right? Okay, this is the OH and this is H, right? But now this thing is not a mirror image here, right? Now you will see, ma'am, this is, ma'am, superimposable, but they are not mirror images then, right? So both conditions should be satisfied here, right? So that means we can say B is the correct answer here, right? Okay. Next question is match the following. Now here what you will see, match list 1 with list 2. If you see this Bohr magneton, some students, they consume their time in solving the magnetic moment. You don't have to solve it. The first digit is the number of unpaired electron. Number of unpaired electron is 5. It is 0. Number of unpaired electron is 4. Number of unpaired electron is 1. Right? So what you do, see, if I calculate for A, then I can easily eliminate two options here. Right? So I'll calculate it for A. Right? A is what? Strong field ligand. We know that it is X minus 6 is equals to minus 3. So X is equals to plus 3. Iron, we know that is 26. So it is 4s2 3d6. Right? So that means 3 electrons when you take it will be 3d5. Right? So now pairing will happen here because it is Cn negative. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One unpaired electron. So this is going to be 4. Right? This is going to be 4 here. One unpaired electron will be there. Right? So this is A is 4. A is 4 means these two options are eliminated. Now if I calculate the value of B here, I can easily know that what is the correct answer. So I'll do that only. Right? So here it is B is weak electrolyte. Here iron is in +3 state, that is 3d5. In weak electrolyte there will be no pairing, so you will have 5 unpaired electrons. So answer will be B is 1. Okay, so that means the answer is A is the correct answer. Directly you can sorry, B is the correct answer. Right? Ma'am, if I want to solve it for this one, here X is equals to 2. So iron in 2 state, Fe2 positive means you will have 3d6. And when 3d6 you have pairing, you will have no unpaired electron. That means this is 2. Verified. Last one also if you want to verify, right? Then D, it will be Fe2 positive and that is a weak electrolyte. Right? So that means there will be no pairing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is 6. That means 4 unpaired electron. So it will be 3. So we can verify, but you don't need to verify that. I just told you because we have questions here, right? I am not here for the exam. I am here to teach you. So that's why I told you all the options here, right? Okay. So, but with first two options only, you could have easily answered it, right? Okay. But one thing, use elimination method in match the following kind of question. Use elimination methods, right? First thing is, next is the hybridization and magnetic nature of this and this respectively are. You know, when this question was asked in the exam, so many students did silly mistake here. Trust me, in that panic mode, right? So you will see, ma'am, what silly mistake they can do here. In the panic mode, what they did, hybridization magnetic moment, they calculated it for something else, put it in something else. That's what they did, right? So here you are about to calculate. See, hybridization, they are asking you hybridization of this thing and magnetic movement of this thing, right? This you write. Firstly, we know that Mn, so it is what? It is x minus 6 is equals to minus 4, x is equals to plus 2, right? X is equals to plus 2 here. So now manganese, we know that that is 4s2 3d5. Plus 2 means you will have 5 electrons here, right? 5 electrons, we know that here this is strong field ligand, so it will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 will be empty here, right? So that means you will have only hybridization is going to be what? Hybridization is going to be D2sp3, right? So hybridization is D2sp3. These two are eliminated. Don't see paramagnetic, diamagnetic. I know it is paramagnetic, but don't see that, right? So here it is Fe. Fe, we know that that is x minus 6 is equals to minus 3. So Fe is in plus 3 oxidation state. Fe is 4s2 3d6. So plus 3 means it will be 3d5. You'll say, ma'am, it has the same thing. But in new exam, they can give you something different, the question like this, where you can do mistake, right? So it is 3d5. Now here we know that again there will be pairing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, empty, empty. That means it is definitely paramagnetic in nature, right? So answer will be D2sp3 and paramagnetic, that is B is the correct answer. Okay. Okay. Next we have the correct option for free expansion of ideal gas under adiabatic conditions. Okay. So here what you have to see that first is correct option for free expansion of ideal gas under adiabatic condition. Adiabatic means Q is equals to 0. So this is eliminated, this is eliminated. These two are the options that we are left with. Now if you see this here, correct option for free expansion. Whenever there is free expansion, work done is also 0. Internal energy is also 0 here. So what we will see that in the free expansion, you have delta T and work done, because if delta T is 0, delta U is 0, delta T will also be equals to 0, right? So that is why the answer will be C is the correct answer here, right? Okay, in free expansion, all the terms are 0, right? For a reaction, now here they have given you for this reaction, the correct option you have. Firstly, I would advise you to calculate the entropy. Entropy, we know that two molecules, two atoms, when they are not like in a bond, they are more random, right? That means more entropy. When you put it in a bond, right? If someone is here, right? Okay, someone, two single people, right? Okay, so they are free from life. Now, when you got them married, or when you, let's say, they are couple now, so they are not free, their randomness has decreased now, right? So that is why entropy has decreased, right? So that is why entropy is going to be less, right? Okay, delta H here. So whenever you are forming a bond, you have two atoms. So two atoms, whenever you are forming a bond, energy will be released or required, everybody. Let me know in the chat box. Energy will be released here, right? Because two atoms, right? This is chlorine. Okay, see one thing, chlorine, which is having 17. That means it is having NS2NP5. This is also NS2NP5. So whenever they both make a bond, they have their octet complete here. That means they have octet complete, means it is going under more stabilization. So it will, what it will do? It will release the heat because it is becoming happy after the octet is complete, right? So answer will be, this is exothermic in nature, right? So answer will be B is the correct answer. Both will be less, right? Okay. Then there is, which one of the following conditions will favor maximum formation of the product? Now this is based on Lee-Chartier principle. I will tell you two conditions regarding Lee-Chartier principle that you should remember. That if you talk about pressure is inversely proportional to number of moles. Second is, if you talk about exothermic, temperature and rate constant, equilibrium constant are inversely proportional. For endothermic, they are directly proportional, right? So if you see this here, firstly we have to see the moles. This is having 1 plus 1, 2 moles. This is having 1 mole. So whenever you increase the pressure, it moves towards less number of moles. Increase the pressure, it will move towards less number of moles. So that means, so you have to increase the pressure. Okay, so pressure will be increased here. This is eliminated. This is eliminated. Now talking about the temperature, this is minus, so that is exothermic reaction. For exothermic reaction, when you increase the temperature, equilibrium constant decreases. That means it will move backwards. So you have to decrease the temperature so that equilibrium constant increases. It will move forward. So you have to decrease the temperature, and hence C is the correct answer here, right? Okay. Next is, now this one is very interesting, right? The dependency of molar conductance on concentration of electrolyte is given to you, may be expressed as this thing for all given aqueous solution except. Firstly, you should know this is for which kind of electrolyte, right? So for weak electrolyte, we have Corlosh law where we can find the infinite dilution conductivity, right? But this is for strong electrolyte. This is for strong electrolytes. Now, if you see, this is for the strong electrolytes. This is valid for this thing. NaOH is also strong. Salt is also salt, strong acid, strong base. All these are strong electrolytes. Weak acid is a weak electrolyte. They are saying this equation holds true all of them except which thing. That means it does not hold true for it does not hold true for which of the following. So answer is for this. Why? Because it is weak electrolyte. So that is why this particular equation is not applicable here, right? Okay. So you have to see this except here. Okay. Now next is, now this might be very confusing for you, right? The question is very simple. Okay, very simple. Match the following they have given you, but you know what they have done? 4, 2, 4. This, wait a minute. This should be this is 4, 4 2 times. I think some mistake, or maybe I don't know. 3 they should have written. 1 to 1. 1 is nowhere. Okay. Chalo, no issues. I think there is some problem in the question only. Chalo, we'll still try to solve it. This is just a question that I framed for you specially, right? So that you can understand that these kind of questions can also be there. If you talk about BF3, we know that it is electron deficient because it only has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 was 6 electrons. So it is electron deficient. So A is 3. A is 3, A is 3, A is 3. So that is eliminated, right? Then you have NH3 that we know it has lone pair present. So B is 4, right? B is 4, B is 4. This is also eliminated, right? C is 2, D is 4. I think at least there should be one option where there should be no lone pair present. So I'll take it as this. Okay? I think by mistake, na, it should be one option where there should be no lone pair present. Okay? So if you see this here, this NH3, it has one lone pair also, right? Okay? It has lone pair present, right? Okay? Okay. Then PCl5, if you talk about this thing here, PCl5, 5 electrons it has, right? I think options are only incorrect because this does not have lone pair present, so C can be 1, right? Okay. Okay. Yes, expanded octet it is because nitrogen phosphorus, if you see this, right? So we know that nitrogen can only make 3 bonds, phosphorus can make 5 bonds, right? So that means in phosphorus, the first element do not have any expansion, but in second element of all the groups, the expansion is possible. So C2 is possible. C2 is possible. It only has the expansion. Nitrogen cannot have expansion. Oxygen cannot have expansion. So C is 2, right? That we know. D is what? D is having one lone pair, 2 lone pair. So there is lone pair present here. I think then it should be this thing only. There is one option that is missing. I don't know what is that option. But this is just to way you tell you what they have written is D4. D4. Okay. That means one is not given only in the question. That's what I got confused about. One is not given only in the question. Right? Okay. Maybe some mistake or something is with the question I framed in that I had given one option there, but it's okay, right? So this is, we know that this is the electron deficient, right? And this NH3 lone pair is present, H2 also lone pair is present, and this is the expanded octet, right? So answer will be C is the correct answer, okay? So basically here again match the following kind of question. Next is if heat is released and work is done on the system, the change in internal energy is. Now, if you see this here, we know that delta U is equals to Q plus W. This question I have picked because you guys, you know, when nitrogen has lone pair. Yes, nitrogen has lone pair. That's why lone pair is present. Right? Here also lone pair is present. This is electron deficient and this is expanded octet. Okay, this is expanded octet. Right? Okay. Now, if you see this here, if you see this here, I didn't want you to see the answer. So here, if you see, they're asking the internal energy. Heat is released means Q is negative. Work is done on the system. So when heat is released, it is negative. Heat is absorbed, that is positive. Work is done on the system, that is always positive. If someone does work for you, we are picking questions for you. You just have to see and watch. So you're happy about it, right? So this is positive. Now they're asking you internal energy will be positive or negative. See, simple thing is, we don't know if Q is greater than W. In that case, internal energy will be negative. If Q is less than W, in that case, internal energy will be positive. If Q is equals to 0, then internal energy will be equals to 0. So in this case, we can't actually tell anything, right? So can't say without any values, right? So sometimes students, what they do, first thing is they don't know the sign conventions. Second is, even after knowing the sign conventions in a hurry, right, they put positive, negative or 0 somewhat there, right? Mostly students pick 0 here, okay? Positive, negative cancel, then it is 0, right? They are not saying they are equal. That is not given to us. Next is, which of the following statement is incorrect here? Now, whenever a statement-based question is given you regarding correct or incorrect, how you have to solve it, ionic compounds generally have high melting point, right? Ionic compounds have high melting point, that is correct. PCl5 has sp3 dehybridization, okay, right? That is also true. sp3 trigonal bipyramidal it is, that is true. NH3 is trigonal planar, is it? No. NH3 is tetrahedral geometry, which is a pyramidal structure in shape. Tetrahedral geometry, and the shape is pyramidal. That I showed you here also, right? So this is, students usually get confused in trigonal and pyramidal. This is pyramidal, this is trigonal. In pyramidal, there is some angle between that, right? So that is why C is the incorrect. BF3 is electron deficient, that is absolutely right. Okay. Next question is, for the combustion of 1 mole of methane. Now this question is specially for you guys, because this is, I won't say this is a moderate level of question. I can't say you will have zero knowledge or you can do some silly mistake here, right? Not silly mistakes, but mistake can be there. If you don't know that QP is equals to delta H and QV is equals to delta U, you can easily do this mistake here, right? So what exactly this is? This we have is the heat of combustion at constant pressure, that is delta H is given to you. Calculate the internal energy. We know that delta H is equals to delta U minus nRT, delta NGRT. Now here delta Ng you have to solve. If you see this, this is 1 mole. This should be CH4 here. This is O2 and this is CO2. This is H2. And here you have gaseous 1 mole. Here you have gaseous 3 moles. And this is 1 mole. So this will be 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. That is your delta Ng value. And in calculation of delta Ng, only pick the values of gaseous product. Sometimes students, what they do, if you have just crammed the formulas, chances are you can also calculate the value of this liquid here. That is not to be calculated. Only the moles of gases are to be calculated here. So this will be delta U is equals to delta H plus delta NGRT. So delta U is equals to delta H is minus 890. This is minus 2. R now, putting the value of R, another mistake. Now, if you see, R value can be of 3 types, okay? So, if you see answer in calories, it will be 2, right? You can easily convert it into kilocalories. If it is in liter atmospheric something, then it will be 0.08, right? 82. That means it will be 1 by 12, right? You can also put it as 1 by 12. If it is in energies, it will be 8.314. That is nothing but that is 25 by 3. Okay, and here it will calculate it in joules, right? So if this is in kilojoules, right? This is, wait a minute, answer is given in kilojoules, right? Option they are asking kilojoules. This also you have to put in kilojoules only. So you'll put it in 8.314, then convert it into kilojoules here. Temperature is given to be 298 Kelvin. You have to multiply it by 10 raised to the minus 3. Right? Okay. So that will be, I think that is not given to us. You have to convert this into, this is in joules. This will be converted into kilojoules. Right? How? You have to multiply it by 10 raised to the minus 3 here. Okay. Understood, students? You have to divide it by 1000 here. Right? Only then you will get your answer in kilojoules. Right? Okay. That is important. What we do, we put this R value in joules. Everything else is in kilojoules. We are putting the value in joules. You will get the wrong answer in the exam, right? Okay, so take care of these things. Then you should know that where to put this value, where to put this value, where to put this value, right? Okay. Next is Rydberg equation, right? Using the Rydberg equation, calculate the wavelength of the radiation emitted when electron in the hydrogen atom. See, for hydrogen atom, we know that Z is equals to 1, undergoes a transition from this to this. So now, ma'am, which is N1, which is N2? From this to this, That means this is N1 and this is N2, right? Final to initial to final. So we know that 1 by lambda is equals to RHZ square. This is 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. This mistake also I have seen in students. Like Baswa sir is like, understood na. Yes, Baswa sir is also learning chemistry and I am also learning biology. Right? Just for you students, we always see each other's classes. We are present there, and I think soon we will all be prepared for physics, chemistry, and bio. Right? So I think I hate physics, but still, when I have my turn, I have to, I see the lectures, what Shreyas sir is teaching, what Baswa sir is teaching. Then sometimes I'm like, okay, this is how animals work. This is how plants work. Okay, this is the formula of work, right? So that is, there are so many times I have gone through like physics lecture. I'm like, okay, semiconductors, I remember this from my 12th class, right? So this is N1. So we know that N1 is equals to initial. So this is the N1. This is the final one. Z also, you know the value. Here important part is the value of Rydberg equation. The Rydberg equation calculates the wavelength. So rather than calculating the value of 1 by R, that is 106977 centimeter, 1 by 109677, you will solve this question for 5 minutes. Even then, chances are you will get the wrong answer. So one thing to remember, remember that 1 by R is 912 angstrom. Now, calculate the value of lambda in angstrom. Then answer is given in nanometers. Then convert it into nanometers here. Okay, you should know the conversion. 1 meter is equals to 10 raised to power minus 9 nanometer. Right? 10 raised to power 9 nanometer. 1 meter is equals to 10 raised to power 10 angstrom. Okay, those values you should know. The conversion part is very, very important here, that you should get the answer in nanometers, not meters or angstrom here. Right? I think that's it for, yes, that's it, students. So that was our last question. Right? So I have told you everything. Students, keep answering in the chat. Very good, very good. Take your brain to NEET exam, sir. Rent me it for 3 hours. Okay. For that, I think I wish that was possible, right? I wish that was possible, right? But for that, you have to do your own hard work. Otherwise, what we will do, right? Baswa sir will give your exam, and in the operation theater, you will ask, hello, Baswa sir, are you free from teaching? Okay, I need to do one operation, but I didn't study. You give my exam, no, Baswa sir. Now, treat this patient. Okay, so now if you see this here, we have completed all the silly mistakes, right, that you can do. So this will save your at least 50 to 60 marks, at least I am saying, right, because the students, I know that the reason that students right now, some students are at, let's say, they are having 400 marks in the mock test, right? They can easily score 600 marks, right? If they save themselves from these stupid mistakes that they are doing in the exam. Even after so much hard work that you have done, still you lose marks because of the silly mistakes, right? Sometimes you misread the option, sometimes you don't see the incorrect option there, sometimes you misread the values and solve the numerical wrong, sometimes you don't see the units only, sometimes the order you don't see that it is increasing order or decreasing order, right? So these are the little mistakes that you do, right? So I know you actually do this in your mock test. So that's why we are advising you again and again. So this is the time to improve these. And for that, you have to give mock test, students. So firstly, let me just show you that for your revision, right, from 16 to 29th of April, 14 days free revision sprint for NEET 2025 is going on, totally free of cost. That link is in the description. You can go and check that out. Now, for these, how to remove these silly mistakes is by giving test series or the mock test, right? Okay. So test series, free test series are provided to you. That is the champion test series. Link is in the description. Solve the question, pick out the questions that where you do your silly mistakes. Then your life that make you feel like, oh, what I have done, right? So next one is free all India mock test. But the sad part is, right, it is only till tomorrow, right? Okay, that's why I'm advising you. It was there from 16 to 23rd. Let me know in the chat box how many of you have actually given this mock test or not, right? Then you have this champion test series that is there, right? Mock test is there. Then we have a free NEET 2025 study buddy, right? Okay. So this study buddy, where you can get and how it will help you, you can get it from this QR scanner. Scan it. We have made it very easy for you. Scan it 24/7 till your exam. Smart study assistant. Instant access to daily study material that you will get here, right? And also students, if you see this NEETpedia here, right? NEETpedia is also totally free of cost. Wait a minute. I think that is not over here. I'll just show you here only, right? In the description box, if you see, this is NEET Revise-a-thon for your revision, right? Then you have the All India Test Series that I told you, that is also totally free of cost. NEET Telegram bot that I told you, the smart assistant, click on here and you will get the access to that. Then NEETpedia Smart Notes Library, quick concepts, flashcards, formula sheets, everything that you need in next 10 days is available on this NEETpedia. This is also totally free of cost, no charges here, right? NEET Champion Test Series, as I told you, that is also available to you, right? Full syllabus, part syllabus tests are there, right? And if you're confused about the mock test strategy, then I have already given you the mock test strategy on the video section. You can go and watch that, right? NEET Revise-a-thon PDF link you can get. You are someone, ma'am, okay, I don't want to go through the videos again and again, then go through the PDF at least, okay, go through the notes at least, right? Okay, now next one is for all your juniors, right? Or if you are someone who is skeptical about this year, that you should not be, but still if you want to be aware of that thing, right? For your juniors also, for you yourself also, these are our NEET 2026 for NEET 2026 aspirants. These are our offline centers, right? You can see from all the different cities it is in, all different states. Now here you can get around 40% to 99% scholarship here. 40% scholarship on JEE NEET courses. Offline these batches starting from 25th of April, 25th of April it will start from. You can enroll yourself. The link is in the description, right? Scholarship based on your results, based on your old NEET score, based on your exam also that we take, that is IB-SAT exam. This also you can instant Vedantu scholarship admission test, right? See, if you give this test, then you can get even 90% of scholarship here. Take IB-SAT at our offline center and get up to 90% instant scholarship here, right? You can register yourself for totally free of cost. The link is in the description for you. All the NEET 2026 or NEET 2027 aspirants, right? Okay, understood students? And one more thing, teachers, we are meeting you, right? So link here, I think Shreya sir has already shown you the link here that you have to fill to register yourself. This is for IB-SAT. I think it should be somewhere here. This is book a demo for admission queries. Now, if you have any admission queries, you can click here and book your demo over here, right? Okay. I think that should be, okay. I think that's it for today, right? Okay. So now everybody, what else we are left with? We are left with one motivating thing for all of you. That is hashtag no silly mistakes. Now you all have to write it down in the comment section. If you promise me, if you promise Vedantu NEET English team and yourself also that you will not do any silly mistake, hashtag no silly mistakes in the comment section, and you have to like maximum comments that you can like for the other students, so that they can also get a reminder that they don't have to do any silly mistake in the exam. Okay, so that's it for today. Bye bye, take care. I want to see your hashtag no silly mistakes in the comment section. Till then, bye bye, take care. See you all in the next class for tomorrow. The mock test is for AIMT, JIPMER, AFMC, right? Really interesting questions we are going to take tomorrow, right? That is going to be slightly tricky questions from that, which they can directly ask you in your NEET exam. Directly copy paste questions you can see in your NEET 2025 exam. Till then, bye bye, take care, see you all tomorrow for the mock test. Bye bye.